Check. Let me send these links out and whatnot. Get this shit going. Trying out the old StreamYard for the first time, so that'll be fun. I will periodically send out the link in the chat, so if you want to hop on, please do. Let me give out the links. What up, Mary Jane? People coming in already. That's good. I'm sure we'll get some more after I tweet these shits. Twitter's pretty much my main means of communication with people, so let me see what I can come up with. Post this shit on Facebook as well. We'll get going after give a few minutes for people to join the chat. I don't know how people usually fill this time. Maybe I should watch other people's streams and see how they kill the first few minutes of their shit. But anyway. Cool. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it then. I've already got some topics that I wanted to talk about. The first thing that really jumped out at me this week that really got me excited was a tweet from R.A. the Rugged Man. He said, I'm out of my mind excited. I'm over here celebrating. It's done. I just completed my album. Holy shit, best feeling in the world, next stop, mastering. And then he displayed a video of him fucking around in the studio with his kids and stuff, celebrating the finishing of his album. So that's exciting, because R.A. the Rugged Man's been talking about that shit for fucking years. He's been working on his album for years, so it's like, seemed like it was never going to come. Release dates would come and go, promotional videos would come out with no other information. He would always be tweeting about how he was working on it and stuff, but you would never hear more than like snippets. Maybe he would tweet out some snippets and stuff, but this is the first real substantial update I've seen in a while, so that's exciting. I'm a big R.A. the Rugged Man fan. I believe I first really heard him when he was on that Twisted song, whatever song that was, on I think it was A New Nightmare. Let me fact check what I'm talking about. Nope, it's on the Get Twisted EP, and it's Get Wasted Part 2. R.A. the Rugged Man's on there, but I'd heard his name for a long time before that. Let me see what year that Get Twisted EP was. 2014, so I guess you could call me a new fan then, considering that R.A. the Rugged Man's been around since fucking 90s. He has a song with Notorious B.I.G. and shit, so that shows you how old school he is. What up, Big Will? You're welcome to join the chat if you like. I don't really know how to do the StreamYard shit, but figuring it out. Although I feel like every time I see you on other people's streams, I can't hardly understand your words. Not because of you, but because of your connection or whatever. It seems pretty choppy. But hey, fuck it. It's all good to me. So anyway, yeah, R.A. the Rugged Man's been around fucking forever. Old school New York dude. Really knows a lot about hip-hop everything. He seems to me like one of the most knowledgeable guys in the whole game, just by virtue of the fact that he knows a little bit about everything. It's not just like, you listen to some of these radio show hosts and shit, like real radio, not YouTube, but you listen to those radio shows and like let's take Ebro for example. I'm sure Ebro knows more about hip hop than I will ever know. Ebro from Hot 97. But there's a whole sector of hip hop that he knows nothing about and will never know about and has no interest in and seems to hate, which is the whole underground, call it horrorcore, call it wicked shit, whatever. That whole zone of music he has no interest in. Whereas Ari the Rugged Man, on his last album, which I believe is like fucking 2011 by now. Let me Google that shit. That was called Legends Never Die. That came out in 2013. Yeah. So that's 2013, and he has Hobson on there. He has Tech Nine and Chris Calico on there. So it's like, to have Hobson on there in 2013 shows you how plugged in he was. Granted, I know Hobson wasn't underground at the time, but still, it's like, who's putting Hobson on their shit other than people at that time, other than people that really know what he's about and stuff. So Ari the Rugged Man, of course, has been fucking with the Juggalos for a good long time now. He's toured with ICP. He's done the Gathering a few times. I saw him at the Gathering, Oklahoma City, so whatever year that was, 2017, I guess. And he put on an awesome show, but he performed late at night. He was the last thing on whatever night he was, probably Thursday or whatever. Sounds about right. And he was the last thing performing on the late night stage, and you know how the fucking Oklahoma City cops and shit were that year. They pulled the plug on his shit in the middle of his show. And everybody probably knows that story by now or has seen the video where he takes the megaphone from the crowd and keeps doing the show even with the mic unplugged or whatever, mic shut off. But it never seemed quite right, like unfinished business there. He only got to do half a show. He had like a chainsaw on stage. He was gonna start sawing shit. He never got to use it. I'm disappointed I never got to see the show proper, but he did come back to the Gathering the next year. I think it was the next year. Yeah, next year, and did a show on the main stage, but that seemed a little underwhelming as well, probably because it was still daylight outside. There wasn't like a huge crowd yet, and there was still technical difficulties. I remember he kept bitching out his DJ and shit, and I don't know. It still feels like he needs to come back to the Gathering again and do a real proper set, like late night style, the way he was going to that first time that he was there. So anyway, I'm a big fan of his. After, even though I'm, I guess, a latecomer, he has a whole backlog of shit that I went and checked out after I jumped on board. So I'm definitely a fan of his, and he's very supportive of the Juggalos. He wasn't before he toured with ICP and shit, but now that he's like plugged into the Juggalo community, he gets it, and he's a great example of someone that wrote off ICP and Juggalos at first, dismissed him, even made fun of ICP and Juggalos in one of his older music videos. So you can check that shit out. And now he's totally turned around. And even when his fans are like, fuck you for fucking with ICP, he said that just makes him want to fuck with ICP even harder. So he definitely gets it. He's on board, and he knows now that he has a lot of Juggalo fans. He has shown that respect back. So I really respect him. I watch a lot of his interviews on Vlad TV, and he's like, Ari the Rugged Man's like the only dude on Vlad TV that will actually say the shit to Vlad that I'm thinking while I'm watching the interviews. Like, if Vlad says some dumb shit, Ari the Rugged Man calls it out. So those are some of the best interviews on Vlad, if you ask me. I always end up watching Vlad because he gets all these amazing guests, but half the time I just want to shout at him through the screen. And when Ari the Rugged Man's there, I feel like I don't have to because he's actually doing the shouting for me. What up, Kyle Driver? I've been hearing a lot about you lately. I still got to check your shit out, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyway, hopefully his album comes out soon. I don't know how long it takes to master an album. I have no idea. Couldn't even guess on that shit. I guess I could Google it. How long to master a CD? Oh, well, this says it only takes a week. Well, shit. I thought this was going to be like a month long process. So that's cool. Hopefully the mastering gets done quick and we can get a fucking release date, RA. Let's hurry it the fuck up. I know he's got kids and shit, though, so I know that takes up a lot of his time. Low Love, what up? In the chat, he asks, any word on what happened to Gorilla Voltage? No, I still have no idea. As far as I know, that information is not out there. All I know is, well, you guys know, which was that they broke up. I had no idea why. They each posted it on their Instagrams, but I don't know. I kind of never fucked with them anyway, really. Like, I never met them or talked to them on any kind of personal level whatsoever. They may be great guys, I don't know. But as far as their music goes, I never really fucked with it anyway. So when I saw that they broke up, I wasn't exactly heartbroken about it. But it just goes to show that this shit is hard. I'm sure when they were underground and they were trying to really make it and shit, I'm sure when they signed to MNE, they thought, okay, well, done. Well, damn, we've made it. We've achieved our goals. We've finally made it, and then for whatever fucking reason, the shit splits up after that. So who knows? Maybe they'll do solo careers now. Means nothing to me. I won't be following them. I won't be following their solo careers because I don't really care about them. I never really thought their music was that good. I didn't talk shit about them while they were together. I mean, I don't think I'm talking shit about them now, but I never said anything about them one way or the other when they were together just because I don't like doing that really. I don't like if I don't like somebody, I'm just going to not talk about you. I'm not going to go out of my way to say that your shit sucks or whatever. I'll just not talk about you, but because I don't want to stop your shit, you know. If Gorilla Voltage is out there trying to do their thing, I don't want to try to stop their shit. So I didn't really say shit about them before, but now that they're broken up, fuck it. I might as well say that I never liked their music in the first place. So more power to them. If they think they can do better, split up, then go for it. Remote viewing in the chat says RA had a watermelons on stage. Maybe those were for the chainsaw. I'm positive they were. I'm sure that that's what he had planned because I noticed that as well, and I'm pretty sure that's. I think he may have ended up destroying that watermelon regardless. I don't think he used the chainsaw, but he may have smashed it regardless. What's going on, Spooky? In the chat, always fun for speculating and talking bullshit. Let me drop that link again. Nobody's joining. Trying to get some conversations going, but guess it's just me. Kyle Driver says Zool is the talent on MNE. Everyone else is tax write-offs. Even Blaze, he never even wrote his lyrics. Well, I do agree that Zool is the talent on MNE, and I would put currently, as of this current point in time, I would for sure say that they're the best artist on MNE. Right now, they're better than Twisted. Right now, they're better than Blaze. You know, I mean, obviously, Twisted in their prime is one of the greatest acts of all time. So, you know, Twisted in their prime beats out just about everything you could think of other than ICP and a few others. But currently, as of this current point in time, I would for sure say Zool is the best on all of MNE and damn sure better than all of the new artists on MNE. I mean, really, the only MNE artists that I have real affection for are Twisted and Blaze. Everyone that they've signed after that, for the most part, don't really mean that much to me. I mean, Boondocks, I liked his psychopathic stuff a lot. His MNE stuff is whatever. Fucking, I mean, Lex had a pretty strong EP, I thought, when he first came out on MNE, but since then, it's whatever. Gmo, I've never liked and still don't. It's just my opinion. So, Axe Murder Boys, I like their shit on Psychopathic, but I don't really fuck heavy with their M&E shit or Young Wicked solo stuff or whatever. So, Underground Avengers, I like a lot. So, there's that. They have that going for them, but they're not really an MNE artist. They're just an artist that put out an album on MNE, so I can't really compare them. As far as like MNE artists go, I would for sure say that Zool's on top right now. But as far as Cal Driver here saying even Blaze, he never even wrote his own lyrics, I'm not so sure that that's true after the beginning. I would have to look through the credits and the booklets, but I mean, we all know that Madrox was writing his stuff at first. Maybe he still does from time to time, but I'm not so sure that he never writes his own lyrics. I think he writes a lot of his own shit lately. Low Love says, saw you at the Shaggy Solo Tour show in Dallas. It's crazy how small the attendance was compared to Shaggy Solo Tour 2006. Same venue. It felt like I was at a private party, so it was great. Yeah, that was a good show. Was it small? I don't really remember it being small, but I'll take you at your word on that since you appear to be from the area. You would know what a regular crowd looks like, so um yeah, I saw the Shaggy solo tour in 2006 as well, not in Dallas. I was in Oklahoma City for that, but I remember it well. That was Axe Murder Boy's first tour and DJ Clay's first tour as A and B's first tour as a psychopathic artist for sure. I don't know if they toured before that on their own, but at least on the song Kept Grinding, DJ Clay says it was fuck the fuck off. I was on my first tour. So I have to take that to assume that was his first tour in general. And that was a good show because Axe Murder Boys were lit and they were new artists at the time and everybody hated them at the time. So they put on a good show, and then after the show, they stayed out back and signed autographs and met hands and did politicking and shit like you got to do. So I always remembered that as like a positive memory of the Axe Murder Boys, like watching them actually put in the work and stuff. But you know, we all know how that shit turned out all these years later. But I was fucking with them at that time. Kyle Driver says Jay wrote a lot of gang rags. I mean, I know he wrote some. He Dead Man Walking and fuck Tokyo Spa for sure, but it says in the credits which ones he wrote, and it's like I don't know. I don't want to debate that too hard since I don't have the information in front of me, but I take your point. The Joker rolls in the chat. He says, "Don't you just hate it?" Okay, yeah, that's not on topic at all. Spooky says, "Did you hear Luigi and Prozac signed to Mikey Clark's new label?" Yeah, yeah. Spooky, you just need to get on the show if you're gonna get on here and talk that bullshit. Just pull your camera out, click the link, start speculating. Let's hear it. What else we got going on? Man, I thought it would be easy to get people to join the show, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of interest. Oh well. What else is going on? Here's something. Here's something. Another thing that jumped out at me this week. I got this from XXL.com. Says Eminem has a new album coming. Says 50 Cent. Story says looks like Eminem might have a new album on the way. During an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, published on Monday, September 30th, 50 Cent explained how he jumped on Ed Sheeran's song Remember the Name, which features M. That's when Fifth added that he and Slim Shady are working on another tune. Quote, I got another record from M that he sent me for his new album, he said. He didn't provide any further details. Yada yada. It says this news follows 50 Cent's previous remarks about working with M. While talking with Bootleg Kev and DJ Head on Los Angeles' Real 92.3 radio station, the rap mogul revealed that Eminem has been cooking up some new material. Quote, Eminem sent me a record now he working on now, he said. Quote, he got some things, man. Still the highest selling rap artist in the world. We're doing it now. Yada, yada, yada. So, that's cool. I'm a big Eminem fan myself. I always look forward to all of his shits, even after his string of what I would call weaker albums. No disrespect to him at all, because they're only weaker albums compared to the amazing masterpieces that he's already put out. So, fuck. Eminem is a made man for life to me, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I wouldn't care if he put out 10 shitty albums in a row. I would still be a big fan. And he hasn't. If I put on the real criticism hat, if I had to call any Eminem album shitty, any of all the albums he's put out, if there's one that I would have to call, that I would label as shitty, it would be Revival. But even that's like, I'll take that over truly shitty music. I mean, that's shitty for him. That's Eminem shitty, but it's like, I would listen to that over some bullshit, some fucking pop bullshit. So I'll always fuck with him forever, and I'm excited to hear anything he's got coming out. I'll always give him a chance, whatever he wants to put out. I thought that the Kamikaze shit was kind of weak too, but it did have one or two good tracks on it. So to me, that still puts it up over Revival, which I thought had 0 good tracks on it. Revival had some tracks that were like somewhat listenable at best, but there were no like bangers, if you ask me. But hey, fuck it, man. I'm a big fan. I love Eminem. I would love to see him live one day. I never have. But I remember being 14 years old when the Slim Shady LP came out. The Slim Shady LP was the last physical CD that I bought, like, for the purposes of listening to it. I've bought physical CDs since then for, like, collector's reasons, or to support the artist, or, like, to, get whatever bonus discs or whatever the fuck. Different reasons, but that was 1999. Like, that was the last CD that I bought because I wanted to hear it. And that was purely off the strength of My Name Is, the most fucking radio bullshit. That's a good song. I like that song, but it's like, when I bought that CD for My Name Is and then I listened to the whole album, I was like blown away. And I hadn't even heard of ICP at the time. So to hear the shit that Eminem was talking about on that Slim Shady LP was a real mind blower at the time. And then a few months later, I got into ICP. It was like right around at the same time. But I can honestly say that Eminem beat ICP by just a few months for me. Like, he got in there just a few months before I started really getting into ICP. So I'm a big fan. I grew up with that shit. And then, of course, when him and ICP started beefing, that was conflicting. But, hey, all that shit's in the fucking past now. Eminem gives ICP props now. I would love to see them do something together sometime. I don't know about The Gathering or anything like that. For one thing, Eminem he fucking sells out 100,000 seat amphitheaters or whatever the fuck. But, like, even on The Gathering's best year, it still wouldn't even be close to what Eminem is used to performing for. But even that aside, I still think even after all these years, he would get lit up with garbage and water bottles and beer cans and shit, even after all these years. But hey, fuck it. I'm a big fan. What else people talking out in the chat? Clown Love Brett, what up to him? Always the homie on Twitter. He says, shit, I would love to see Eminem on tour. Fuck yeah. He hardly ever goes on tour, though. It seems like he only ever performs, like, weird spot dates in other countries. I'm not trying to go all the way to Europe to fucking see dude perform. Come on now. I mean, but if he does like a spot show, I mean, he'll do like things close to him. So sometimes he'll do shows in like Ohio or Michigan, whatever. And if I have to fly out to Michigan to see an Eminem show sometime, I don't know. I really want to try to get that in 2020. Like, cross that off the bucket list once and for all. What else is going on? Kyle Driver says Marshall Mathers LP2 was not worth releasing, but that last album he put out was fire. Man, Kyle Driver, I I don't want to seem like a contrarian here, but I gotta disagree with that. Marshall Mathers LP2, I would say, is way better than Kamikaze, and I consider Marshall Mathers LP2 to be Eminem mediocre for him, but it has like probably half a dozen tracks on it that I really like a lot. Let me look up the track list for Marshall Mathers LP2. I do think its biggest weakness was calling it Marshall Mathers LP2, because how are you gonna fucking follow up like one of the all time great albums of all time, Marshall Mathers LP, the first one? Come on, you can't just slap a number two on that shit. It doesn't sound like the first one. It doesn't have any meaningful connection to the first one, if you ask me. So I thought naming it that was kind of corny. But let me go down the track list here. Bad Guy, decent. Rhyme or Reason, I like that one. So Much Better is kind of a silly one, but I like that one too. Survival, I don't really fuck with. Legacy, I don't really fuck with. I don't prefer the dramatic. I don't like the grown Eminem. See, like Eminem always does this shit where he talks shit about his old music, saying like that he's matured and stuff, and it's like, man, that's what I like though. That's what I like about ICP. They never matured. That was true. Seriously, I mean that as a compliment. They came in talking about dumb shit. They still talk about dumb shit. I love it. Now you're lucky to get an Eminem song about dumb shit, 'cause it's all about how fucking life is hard and crap. Oh shit, Rone Bone's joining the chat. What up?
What's up? What's up?
Yo, talking
Let's
about
go.
Eminem, talking about Marshall Mathers LP2. What'd you think of it?
Marshall Mathers LP2.
Yep.
Not good.
Oh shit! See, there you go. That's what Kyle Driver said in the chat. He said it's not worth releasing, but he said the other point of contention there is he says that it's way better than the last album. So how would you compare Marshall Mathers LP2 to Kamikaze? Did you like Kamikaze?
I like Kamikaze a lot.
Oh, see, well, fuck you both then, because I'm putting Marshall Mathers LP2 pretty well above Kamikaze. In fact, let me wrap up what I was doing here. Finish going down the track list. Asshole, yeah, I don't really fuck with that one. Berserk, I like a lot. I thought that was kind of like the old Eminem style. Rap God is the fucking shit. I don't know how people. You can't fucking shit on the Marshall Mathers LP2 with that shit on there. Do you not like Rap God? Bullshit. What do you mean? That song rules. All right, fine. Sounds like you don't like it.
It was cool the first few times I heard it.
Yeah, it was cool the first few fucking 100 times I heard it. Brainless, that's kind of a throwback Eminem style. That one's alright. Stronger Than I Was, that's kind of the bitchy emo Eminem shit, but he was doing that kind of crap even since the Eminem show, so I'm not mad at it. The Monster is a good one. Usually his Rihanna collabs are good. So Far is a good one. Love Game is a good one. Headlights is a good one. Evil Twin is a good one. So yeah, that's like a good album. It's not for me. It's like, does it compare to his fucking first 3 studio commercial releases? No. Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, and the Eminem Show are fucking 3 10 out of 10 albums where every song is perfect. So it's like you're coming off of 3 of the best albums ever made, and then Encore is fucking up until Revival. I would say Encore is the weakest, but even that has some good shit on it. What did you think of Encore? I'm just assuming that you have a lot of Eminem opinions. I don't know if you do or not. I do, but you have a lot of opinions about everything, so I'm just assuming that you do. Did you have thoughts about Encore?
Encore had probably 4 or 5 good songs on it.
That's probably about right. Let me
Yeah.
track list for that. But it does. But of those 4 or 5, like some of them are really good. So
Right.
A win anyway. Evil Deeds, mediocre. Never Enough, mediocre. Yellow Brick Road, mediocre. Like Toy Soldiers is.
That was like the tail end of his addiction when he was like.
Oh, totally, big time. That's when he's all fucked up, and that's why the music sucks, because he's all
Right.
out and shitty. Also, like from what I understand, I guess like a bunch of the songs that he was gonna put on there leaked before the album came out, so they had to like rush some bullshit songs before release. That's what I've heard. Mosh, I think, is a stupid song. Puke is a stupid song. My first single was horrible and one of the worst songs he's ever made. Rain Man, same, one of the worst songs he's ever made. Big Weenie, one of the worst songs he's ever made. Just Lose It, one of the worst songs he's ever made. Ass Like That is funny, but also shitty. Spend Some Time is a really good song. I like that a lot. Mockingbird, I don't like because I don't have kids and I don't want to hear that fucking bullshit. Crazy in Love is decent, but not great. One Shot, Two Shots, cool because D12 and Encore featuring Dr. Dre and 50 Cent is a good song. So, yeah, you said there's probably about 6 good songs. That's probably about right. And then some of that shit is just fucking garbage. What are people
Yeah.
in the chat here?
All right. I have apparently I have a echo.
You're hearing an echo?
People in the chat, that's what they're saying. So I'm gonna leave and try again.
Okay. That's weird. I wonder what the deal with that is. It's probably, maybe, fucking A. It's probably coming through my mic. That's probably. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can figure this out. Check. Fuck. It's probably a problem with me, so shit. Fuck. Give me a second, you guys, because it's probably a problem with me. I'm guessing. Check.
Yo.
Hey, I'm thinking it's probably a problem with me. I'm assuming it is, because usually it is.
Yeah. Because I thought I was just getting in my headphones, but I think it's
Check.
Hold on.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I think I've probably fixed it. Keep talking.
Yo.
Okay, you guys still getting that echo?
Check.
Check.
Yeah, it says you hear everything played twice. That's what they're saying.
Do it again. Keep doing it. I think I figured it out. I think I actually figured it out.
You got it?
I don't know. I think so. Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. Now I think I got it.
You got it?
Keep talking. Okay, keep talking again.
All right.
Okay, what do you guys still?
You got the echo still?
Yeah, keep talking. You guys are saying nope.
All right.
I don't know if that means nope, it's gone, or nope, it's still there.
Still there?
Fuck's sake. I think it's a problem with me. Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
Says it's gone. Okay, that was me. That was totally my fault.
Okay.
I had the shit mixed all stupid. My bad. Okay, cool. All right, well, fuck. I guess pretty much everything we just talked about was ruined. So anyway, God, sorry about that, but I'm figuring the shit out. So at least it was you and not like fucking Kung Fu Vampire or somebody like that.
Right.
Okay, so now they're telling me to turn my fucking volume up. Check. 1 2 1 2 2. Check.
Get the kinks worked out while you can.
Check. Okay. Everything good? All right. Well, anyway, we're back. We're talking fucking Eminem, whatever. So yeah, Encore. Where were we? Yeah, that shit sucked. And then he came back with, but it sucked is harsh. I don't want to write it off. It sucked. It was not great though. And he came back with Relapse, which I thought was a great album, and that's the one that he talks the most. What did you think about Relapse? Fucking A, you're shitting on all of it. Relapse was good.
So,
I would put that in. I mean, here's the thing though. Everyone hates that one. Even he does. Now I feel like it's starting to get like some more respect again, but like I would put that at number 4 after Eminem Show probably.
Relap? No.
Well, what do you? I mean, granted, it's gonna be a sharp drop off after Eminem show anyway, just by virtue of the fact of those
So
albums
I'd
being
say
so great.
Relapse
But
is probably his second worst album.
So what would you put? And are we in agreement that Slim Shady
Number
LP,
one would
Marshall
be
Mathers LP, and Eminem Show are the three best? Maybe
yeah.
not in that order. I mean, I would put them Marshall Mathers, Slim. Well, which do you got over Slim Shady LP or Eminem Show?
I would go. My top three would be number one, Marshall Mathers, two, Slim Shady, three, Eminem.
Yeah, I'd probably go that same way too. But I like the
It's tough,
polished
but
sound of Eminem Show, so it kind of just goes back and forth. Depends on if you're in the mood for polished or raw shit. But yes, okay. So what are you putting at number 4 then? Be right back, but I'm listening. Give it some thought.
all right. Number 4. So what do you get? We got Encore, Relapse, Recovery, probably Kamikaze. Every album after Slim Shady or Eminem Show, Relapse sucked, Encore sucked, Marshall Mathers LP 2 sucked. What did I miss? Whatever I missed, it sucked.
Revival sucked, but
Yeah.
no, I like the crazy shit on Recovery, and then I liked on Relapse, and then I liked Recovery okay too. But that was Recovery is really when he started like jumping from the Slim Shady shit to the grown Eminem bullshit
Right.
that I usually don't really care to listen to. I mean, some of that shit is good too, but for the most part, I like the crazy shit. So anyway,
I feel like Kamikaze gets a lot of hate because he's rapping over trap beats, and that's the only reason why. He's rapping his ass off on that album.
his lyricism like never fell off, other than that weird encore phase. But like even the songs he makes that I don't like, which are usually only because of like a bad hook, to be honest. Like usually when he puts out a song I don't like, it's because it's a bad hook or a bad beat. But like his verses are almost always great, even when the song's not great. And like Revival had a bunch of that stuff where it's like, fuck, you're so close to a great song. All you had to do was change up the beat and the hook, and could add some fire. But
Right.
I don't know what he's thinking with some of these like hooks, like that Venom song. That Venom song is like almost really cool, but it has that stupid hook.
Yeah.
Ruins the whole thing
That
for
chorus
me.
was stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like I don't know if this is a problem with like too many yes men or something. No one around him with the balls to tell him that some shit sucks. I don't
Probably
know.
the case.
Maybe he needs to get back with Dr. Dre or something, because Dr. Dre will have no problem telling you to redo
I
your
thought
shit.
getting back with Royce would do that.
Right. Well, they haven't put
Royce
out
right
like
now, Royce to me right now is that dude. Like he's my favorite out right now.
okay, yeah, I don't really know enough of his shit to weigh in on him, but the only album they have together is that Bad Meets Evil shit from like years ago, right? They haven't put out another album since then, have they?
No.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool though.
Oh, I definitely want a new Bad Meets Evil. I thought the first one was really good. I see people fucking trash on it though.
I need to go back and revisit that for a man with as many strong Eminem opinions as I have. That's like an album that I listened to like once and put away basically.
That album was just like, all right, who can rap better?
Yeah.
And Royce could rap his ass off.
What else is going on in the chat here? Speak Clout Mike Sears says, I love Relapse. Hell yeah. Looks like we agree on that. Madrox Monoxide 777 is a homie of mine who goes by his real name Bonesaw, but he uses his troll account here to chat with me. And he's quoting Relapse there. Spooky says, Relapse has some cuts, but a lot is annoying as fuck and cringy. That's probably fair to say, but I like those accents. That's like the number one thing that people always shit on about that album, including him. I even heard Eminem say, like, he didn't realize how many times he did the accent on there until he put the album out, and then he was like, "Fuck!" But it doesn't bother me. I like the accent. It's funny. Spooky says Recovery is the best album since the Eminem show. I mean, that's a fair opinion. It's not my opinion, but I see how you got there. But I mean, I might even put Marshall Mathers LP two, number two, above Recovery. Even let me look at the Recovery track list. Talking to myself, mediocre. On fire, mediocre. Won't back down, mediocre. White trash party, mediocre. Going through changes, mediocre. Not afraid, I like. Seduction, mediocre. No love is amazing. That's a great song. Spacebound, mediocre. Cinderella Man, mediocre. 25 to Life, mediocre. Yeah, all these songs I would call mediocre except for Not Afraid, No Love, and Love the Way You Lie, and the hidden track. All the others I don't really fuck with. Granted, there's not like any straight trash on there like there is on Encore and Revival and Kamikaze, but the tracks I like on Marshall Mathers LP2 I like a lot more than the tracks that I like on fucking
The dopest part about
Recovery.
Marshall Mathers LP2 is him shouting out Violent J like 3 times on that album.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it's badass. Like,
That was dope.
yeah, it was awesome. Wasn't even disses. It was just straight up shout outs. He says I'm like a mix between Skylar Grey, Tyler the Creator, and Violent J. That's a fat rhyme. And Tyler the Creator is fat too, so I take that all as a compliment. That Skylar Grey bullshit I don't really fuck with, but I know that's like his fucking homegirl, so to him that's a compliment.
Right.
Speaky Clout says Kamikaze's trash. I have this policy of like I can't call an album trash if there's at least one song on there that I really like. So I would say for Kamikaze that track The Ringer, that track saves the album from being trash because I really like that song a lot. Other than that, it's pretty much trash.
If I have to skip more than, no, that's not true, but yeah, if I got to skip more than a handful of songs, I'm probably not going to even listen to the album.
But you'll still listen to the cuts that you do like.
It depends on how good those other songs are.
Yeah, and Eminem has like this complex of thinking that when people diss him, it's because the songs are going over their heads, which is like, no, dude. Some people just don't like the music you're making. Like,
Right.
I appreciate his lyricism, but he seems to have this like thing of like, if you don't like it, then you just don't get it, which is like, no, I get it, I just don't like it. So I don't know.
It's just not good.
What got me started on all this was there's a rumor going around put out by 50 Cent that the Eminem's working on a new album and that 50 Cent is featured on it. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
But I fuck with 50 heavy.
yeah, totally. That just came out yesterday. It was some interview with 50 Cent, and he mentioned that Eminem sent him some shit for a new album. So you never know though, because like throughout the years, every so often people talk about this. This happens all the time. Like coming from 50, I kind of believe it a little more, but it seems like you always hear about people saying, "Yeah, I just did some shit for M's new project." Like I feel like I hear that line thrown out all the time, and then you don't actually see it manifest until like 7 years later. I mean, it's the same shit with Detox. I mean, every few months you would hear something like, whether it's Game or 50 or whoever, they would be like, yeah, I just laced up some new shit for that new Detox shit. It's going to be hot. And it's like, okay, well.
Never comes out.
No. So I kind of always just take it with a grain of salt when I hear people talk about Eminem's new projects, but I hope so. And Eminem and 50, I mean, when's the last time they worked together? Maybe something, but I don't really remember them working together a lot since fucking old days.
Yeah, not since 50 was on Aftermath.
Although,
Shady Aftermath.
yeah, that was a long time ago. I believe they did, like, Eminem brought out 50 on stage at, like, Coachella a year or two ago or some shit, so they're still tight, so that's cool. They were always a good team.
50 still says that M is his favorite white boy.
No, 50 Cent rules. I mean, and 50
He
Cent's
does.
another guy that you might make the case that like his music has kind of declined, but I don't give a fuck. It's the same point I made about Eminem a while ago before you hopped on about like he's made so many great albums that I'll always give him a chance forever. Like I'll never, if he puts out a new album, I'll never just ignore it because he's already built up enough goodwill for me. So
I'd say
he's
50 only put out one bad album, and that was the
mm,
one that he released after he left Shady Aftermath. Because if you go back, I just listened to Curtis and Before I Self Destruct for the first time a few months back, and there's fucking bangers on those albums.
I mean all
Like
the
I had
album.
fell off. I had fell off with 50 after Massacre.
I mean as far like Get Rich or Die Trying and The Massacre, as far as I'm concerned, are the only two that you need. And then if after that, if I never heard any of those other albums after that, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, each of them usually have a few good songs on them, but I don't know. You know, I hate like fucking love songs and shit. I don't want to
Yeah,
hear that crap about
right.
taking the baby girl back to the crib and sliding off her dress. It's like, fuck out of here with that shit. That's what I love about ICP. Like people act like ICP has gone soft, and sometimes ICP does like get into like positive shit, but it's never like soft like that. ICP has never fucking made a song like that, and you hear it on every rappers' albums. They all do it, and these are like supposed to be hardcore gangster dudes. It's like I don't want to hear about Snoop Dogg fucking. I don't want to hear about Bone Thugs fucking. I don't want to hear about fucking like. I was gonna say Ice Cube, but he doesn't really do that shit either. But he probably has. Everybody has at least a few songs like that. I don't like, and that's the thing I love about DJ Paul. Also, like he doesn't do those love song bullshits either. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, Eminem doesn't really do it like that. I mean, he always, if he's gonna make like a sex song, there's always like humor to it. But
It's like
yeah,
kind of over the top, like ICP does it.
yeah. But 50 Cent fucking totally does that shit, and I don't want to hear
Yeah,
that
he.
crap.
No, I don't either.
What else are we talking here? Um, Joseph Quinner in the chat says revival is like eating a sandwich with white bread and only mayonnaise in the middle. I
That's
mean,
gross.
to me, that's an insult to white bread and mayonnaise because I would rather do that than listen to that album again. Um, People talking about Hollow Wicked in the chat. That'll be fun. I'll definitely be hitting up that for my first time.
That's dope. You're hitting up the supervillains thing too, right?
Damn right. I was gonna go to Attack of the Ninjas, and then they announced that supervillains thing, and I was like,
I'm
I'm glad I
surprised
didn't
you
buy a
didn't.
ticket for Attack of the Ninjas.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Attack of the Ninjas over the supervillain show. You already saw supervillains.
Uh, yeah, I would rather watch ICP in any form a million times over anything, and that includes Twisted or anyone. Period. So as much as I love Twisted, it's just you can't beat ICP for me. It's just not gonna happen. The biggest appeal to Attack of the Ninjas for me was seeing Zool because I still have not fucking seen them. So that was kind of the main draw for me. But
Man, they put on a great show.
I saw a Twisted tour that they were at, but I missed them. I showed up late on accident. And I missed them. So that sucked, but I did do the VIP for that, which was after the show, and it was Underground Avengers and Zool. So I got to meet them. So I've met them and talked with them and shit. I didn't front though. I told them like I fucking showed up late and missed your shit. I wasn't like that was a great show, you guys, but I mean they were nice dudes. They gave me zebra cake, so they're all about that life in real life. It's not just an act. They were nice dudes. Mike Sears says M rapping like a mumble rapper. Ninja ruined that Conway Bang song that started off grimy as fuck.
Yeah, I
Rapping like
did.
a mumble rapper. Yeah, I mean, it's probably borderline. I don't know if it goes straight into if you say like a mumble rapper, I'll agree with that. He doesn't quite go into mumble territory, but he's definitely threading the needle sometimes. What else? Spooky says Royce is trash, but I don't know if you know this dude Spooky, but he sometimes
Is he
he
a
likes to
troll?
stir this pot. I believe him. I believe that that's his opinion if he said it, but I believe that he knows that that's a controversial statement.
Royce is far from trash.
I don't know enough about Royce to really weigh in on him. I would have never heard of Royce or fucked with him at all if it weren't for his affiliation with Eminem.
Oh, of
So
course.
that shows you. Well, I mean, but from what I understand, he definitely stands on his like a slaughterhouse shit. I've heard some of that shit, and it's cool. So I mean, I know he's definitely talented and all, but I need to go do like a deep dive of his shit. Joker's Gallery says once Encore came out, I stopped listening to new Eminem. Oh well.
I'm joining you. Computer.
Oh, what do you want me to? What do you want me to add your other?
Yeah.
Okay. There you are. Okay. Mike says, I really mean that album is trash. I like nothing on it. He's referring to Kamikaze again. Oh, that's fair. Spooky says, it's all about the perspective you listen to Recovery from. If you look at it like he's talking about the music industry instead of a girl, it's genius. Like Tupac, me and my girlfriend. Counterpoint, it's mediocre. Bonesaw says, hold up, I'm hiding in the bushes. That's that new fucking Ouija Mac song. Did you hear that shit? That new Ouija Mac shit?
That shit was
Stupid.
yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
That whole fucking incident of him faking his arrest,
Totally lame.
and now he's dancing in a bush whispering.
Totally lame. Yeah, the whispering was just like, come on. I don't know if that can sustain an entire song. And I don't know who this other fucking weirdo he's got in the video with him, but
Trash.
I mean, last I checked, it had like fucking several 100,000 views on YouTube. Let me check it now and see where it's at. Granted, it's World Star, so you're always gonna have people checking it out just to
Right.
see. Oh shit, we're going up against the Bonecast. Bones Dub podcast is on live right now. According to YouTube, he's got 18 people watching. Well, I've got 11 people watching, so take that, Bones Dub. Coming for you. Ouija Mac hiding in the bushes. Yeah, that shit has 100,000 views, so not bad for 3 days. But
No, he's
yeah, that
definitely
shit's
getting
a-
views. I understood what he was doing with that whole fake arrest thing, but
yeah, it was corny
don't-
as hell. He put out those like free Ouija Mac T-shirts and stuff, and I love Ouija Mac. And every time I criticize something, I always have to put the disclaimer out. I love Ouija Mac. This isn't disrespect or shade on Ouija Mac.
right.
I personally thought that that was a corny move, and that his new song is lame as well. But hey, not everything's for everyone. I'm sure there's people that love it. More power to them. Yada yada, all that bullshit. For me personally, not trying to listen to that ever again. I watched it once just to see what it was all about and stuff, and
I watched the clip that he posted on IG, and I was like, oh, that's good enough.
that was enough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to the whole thing, actually. I kind of just skipped around to get a taste of it, and yeah. What else is going on? Mike says 50's that dude. Joker's Gallery says I gave up on 50 after Curtis. Hell Spit, what up to Hell Spit in the chat? He says Mitchell and Rone Bone, much love, y'all. Yeah, Hell Spit rules. He's like one of my favorite new YouTube channels. I watch that shit for like hours. It's just him getting drunker and drunker. It's so funny because like you see him take shots and then you'll check the stream like 6 hours later and he's all hammered. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that dude's funny.
I watched the show that you hopped on Mike's stream last week,
Mm-hmm.
and he was calling you Mitch Bait and shit.
Yeah, so that's the name that I use when I get on his channel now, because after that he was like, I'm sorry, dude, I didn't mean that. Because someone, I think it was Mike, he was like, doesn't that mean he's bitch made?
Right.
And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it like that. And I'm
That
like,
shit was
dude, it's cool.
hilarious.
Yeah, so now that's the name I use when I hop on his stream. But yeah, that dude cracks me up. I gave him a plug on YouTube and Twitter, so
Hell yeah.
hopefully you see an increase in your subs. Hell spit, because I'm definitely down for some collabs. Let me drop this.
I had him on my show the other day with Mike and Shanzi.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Shanzi's the homie too. And I guess Mike is going to start doing a show with him every Wednesday, I think. So
Yeah, that's what he
I'm
said.
definitely going to try to hop on that shit when I can. I got a lot of big things coming though, so who knows. Spooky says, "Ain't that dude who did Candy Shop?" Candy Shop is the shit though. I love that song. It's a mainstream radio single and all, but it's got flow to it. It's got a catchy hook. 50's like the king of the hooks. Everybody knows it. Undisputed king of the hooks.
Oh yeah.
And then Spooky says GRODT. Oh, get rich or die trying. I think you gotta fucking cool it with those acronyms, Spooky, because I hate trying to solve a puzzle every time you talk. Joker's Gallery says get rich or die trying. Maybe my favorite hip hop album, but that new 50 where he's doing the jaw rule bitch shit is stale as fuck. What, the jaw rule bitch shit? Oh, like the shit I was talking about before. Yeah, that's another thing though, is like he needs to fucking this whole gimmick, 50 Cent's gimmick where he's fucking always talking shit. It's getting a little fucking old. Yeah, I love it. Believe me, I loved it for fucking 20 years. Now it's like we're getting to the point where it's like still though. This is going on. When's it gonna end? That's been his entire career from fucking How to Rob up to today. It's just that's all it is.
That's boo boo.
It's just funny, but it's like, come on. How old are you? He's got to be like 45 years old by now. How long is the shit gonna be funny?
I love when he shits on like just random actors and shit, and he was shitting all over some dude last week, making fun of his alcoholic girlfriend and shit.
He's always making fun of Wendy Williams and shit, like posting fucked up pictures and being like, just got this picture of Wendy without makeup, and then like a corpse or something. It's like, Jesus Christ. Fofty. Spooky says, pussy got you hooked. I think he might be, if I'm reading his comment correctly, he might be criticizing my comment about DJ Paul never making bitch shit with referring to the track, This Pussy Got You Hooked. See, that song's not even like, I don't even consider that a soft song though, unless I'm totally misreading his comment, but that's not even a soft, oh shit, Mike Sears is trying to hop on. What up?
What up, family? How y'all doing?
Yo. Yeah, this shit's fucking lit now. I knew it would be. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw you went live earlier, but it was Ghost-Faced albums. Is that right? You were counting down your top Ghost-Faced albums. What's the number one? As a man who doesn't like, I'm not like a Ghost-Faced expert by any means. You tell me what are the top Ghost-Faced albums?
To me personally,
yeah,
Iron Man is supreme.
Sure.
And
Okay.
so,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, that's pretty much what I expected. So,
classic.
good deal. I mean, I've definitely heard those. So, what else is going on in the chat? Joker's Gallery says, when Spooky said Daddy X had the best flow in Cottonmouth Kings, I knew he was trolling or fucking deaf. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm still reading the chat. I'm catching up. You said that Ouija is audio sewage. For Ouija, he might consider that a compliment, knowing his aesthetic. But yeah, that's really something. I mean, if he wants to put that out as a funny video, then that's one thing. But I hope whatever his next album is doesn't have that kind of bullshit on it.
I know. Oh God.
What else is going on? Joker's Gallery says getting fake arrested is lame, but taxing juggalos $30 for your album when you can order from the manufacturer for $18 is much more lame. Not totally sure what you're referring to, but I do know that I spent like fucking $20 on that Resistance Walk to Wasteland album at the Gathering when ABK was selling his Tampon Juice and his Have Nots album for like $10 a piece. So I thought that was kind of a. I mean, I paid the money, so I can't bitch, but it was like $20 for a mixtape. All right.
Right.
I mean, that must be like that's probably where all his income comes from. So it's like I'll do it to support him, but did feel a little steep for songs that have all been released on SoundCloud, pretty much anyway.
Yeah, he was selling the Water Damage cassette for $30 with shipping when it first dropped, and then the dude that made the cassettes later put it out for $15, and that's
Oh, okay. So that's exactly what Joker's Gallery must be talking about then.
because I bought the cassette, but I bought it from the dude that made them, and I paid $15 for it.
Oh, okay. Well, right on. Well, he's trying to make that profit, I guess. I'll fucking keep buying. I buy the shit to support him, whatever. I bought his 50 Shades of Dead mixtape as well. I have the physical copy of that to support him. And that was probably like $20 too, but he signed it. That was at the fucking, what was it? The Fury tour, the Fury Fest tour. I bought his 50 Shades of Dead, which is basically just, it's something like, it's like a greatest hits almost. It's pretty much just like pulls like a bunch of Fat Wheezy verses from all corners of the universe and puts them all together. It's like what's that? The fucking Mutilation mix kind of.
Yeah.
But that's I mean it's cool though. It's a cool thing to just put on and bump. It has his verse from the Juggalo Love Cipher, which to me I still maintain is the best verse Ouija has ever done. Is that shit on the cipher? I know you didn't really like that cipher too much. Mike, did you have any thoughts on that Juggalo Love Cipher from 2017?
When they got like the boxing robes on and shit.
Yeah,
Thought it was corny as fuck, but I thought.
God damn. I think that song rules. That's like my favorite song that came out that entire year. I listen to that song all the time. I thought everybody fucking brought it hard on that one.
Oh, I
Light,
didn't like
too.
that,
That's like the
son.
best verse Light's ever done. Oh, well. I don't know what else you're looking for then. When I heard that shit, I was like, I was hoping that was the kind of stuff that they were going to bring to Fred Fury, and I feel like they kind of did. Like, rapid, a lot of meat on the bone. Like, it wasn't just like, every verse was just like packed with punchlines and shit, so I don't know. I fuck with that shit. And that was like one of the first big Ouija debut of Ouija, pretty much. So I thought that was a good start for him. What else is going on? James Church in the chat. What up to him? Always a pleasure bumping into him at gatherings and whatnot. Good dude. Joker's Gallery says 50 still acting like 50 is the only reason I still fucked with him.
So,
all right.
What do you think about some kind of an announcement being made at Hollow Wicked?
Someone asked me about this recently. Like, I don't see any big announcement. Maybe a supervillains announcement. I could see something like that happening. But as far as like Joker's cards go, I don't think we're going to hear anything about that for a while. What do you think?
I hope we get a new Joker's card announcement, to be honest. That would be
Oh yeah, that'd be
dope.
fresh.
I'm always down for a new Joker's card announcement, but it just kind of seems too soon. It seems too soon for it to be likely, first of all, and it also just doesn't seem like the right time, maybe. I mean, they have been doing it a Hollow Wicked lately, though, so who knows?
Yeah, I agree that it is pretty quick. I mean, Fearless Fred just came out not even a year ago, but I thought they were going to make an announcement at the gathering, and they didn't fucking even do a seminar. So I feel like they're going to make some kind of an announcement at Hollow Wicked. Supervillains would be dope, as long as they don't bring fucking Lavelle back in it.
No, well, you know, Lavelle's like not even. He's like a Christian fucking. Right. He's not even involved in that shit anymore.
Well,
so
I would mark the fuck out for a new Joker's card announcement, because Valanche says he knows what it is, he knows the name and all that shit.
Right on.
Just give it to us. Go back to back with it. Just do it.
Yeah, back to back. I do agree with that. That like, I agree that like this. It should be quick. Like, we can't do this fucking 4-year turnaround again or whatever. Like, it should be quick, but I don't know about this quick. Like, I think fucking Juggalo Day or even Ballers, maybe Ballers. I mean, delay it even just by a couple of months. Even that would be a little better. But I agree, it should be soon. I would like to see the next Joker's card, maybe late 2020 even.
I feel like they're catching like they're on the right path right now. Fearless Fred Fury was a good fucking step in the right direction.
Right. Yeah, they got the momentum. What do you think, Mike? You ready for a new Joker's card already?
He's Ghost.
Right on. Okay, so anyway, just trying to include him in the conversation. Yeah. I hope that on the next album I hope they stick with that momentum and they don't like swing the pendulum back the other way and get all fucking missing link found on us again. It's like, no,
God.
keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Drill, like you've tapped into something good with Fred Fury. Keep going down that path. You're on the right path.
Yes.
I agree with that. And fucking, it's sooner or later they've got to bring Mike Clark back. I say. I know we're in agreement. On that.
Oh, for sure. I'm looking forward to that Project Deadman though. That's dropping next year.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not sure if I knew about that or not. It's
Yep.
things like that, like I hear about them and it's like in one ear out the other because half the shit never happens. And like just whoever it is, everybody does it. Everybody makes these announcements that you never hear about again. So I'm kind of at this point of like, I've seen it happen so many times that it's like until the fucking, you give me a release date before I'm even listening, and even then I'm not hardly listening. If you go through the Fearless Fred Fury booklet, there are so many release dates on things that have come and gone that never happened.
Yeah.
Like vinyls and greatest hits albums and like action figures, acoustic set.
A few vinyl and they're dropping Fuck Off, The Shining, and Wizard of the Hood in the next couple months.
Are there release dates? I know that there's a.
Yeah.
I know the Fuck Off has the release date for like the day after Thanksgiving, but is there a release date for Wizard of the Hood?
Yeah, if you go to Bull Moose, which is where I buy all my vinyl, it's a local record store in the New England area, but you can order shit online, and they have pre-orders for all three of those, and they're pretty good with knowing if shit is going to be released or not.
I'm scared to even do pre-orders on psychopathic shit. You never know. There was like pre-orders on that box set, the first 6 box set. There was pre-orders on that shit for like a long time, and that shit didn't come out for like a long time till after it was announced. So
you know what?
Kind of is.
Do you know the 3-inch vinyl set that they just put out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I found out about that 2 weeks before ICP announced it through that Bull Moose website, through that record store.
Oh yeah.
And I posted about it, and then like a week later, ICP says, they made their promotional post next week, special 3-inch vinyl box set or whatever the fuck.
They do not have it together on that kind of stuff. Like whenever the Fury single came out, the Fury single was announced on some random ass website before ICP put out anything. So it's like, you got to get ahead on stuff like that. I'm gonna grab the Fred Fury booklet so I want to look through it and say some shit. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
ICP used to pride themselves on, if you read Violent J's book, he talks about all the promo that they did. They promoted the fuck out of everything, but they don't do that. And like this is like the time to do it. This is easier now because you got internet, and they don't do it.
They've never been good at that, and it's all part of the reason why Twisted left, because they're good at that shit. They understand the internet. They know how to use it. Okay, I'm looking at the Fred Fury booklet here. Just take a drink every time you fucking hit a release date that didn't come out. Says Strums and Drums coming soon, so there's no date on that. Coming soon. I don't know how long the you gave a thumbs down to that idea. I saw the Strums and Drums at the gathering, and I thought it was the shit.
Oh no, I mean I gave it a thumbs down for the release.
Oh, okay. Well, it says coming soon, so it's like, how soon are we calling soon? Fred Fury came out in February. We're on October. Are we? I mean, I don't know. I'll still give them some time on that. Vinyl figures available May 17th. That shit didn't happen. They basically look like Funko Pops. May 17th, 2019. Psychopathicmerch.com. That didn't happen. Vinyls. The Tempest in May. Did that come out?
No.
That says May 31st. The Tempest vinyl. The Calm / The Eye of the Storm 2 vinyl set. That's August. That didn't come out.
Nope.
Or no, that's July. Yeah, that's July 12th. That didn't come out. The Shining says July 19th. That shit didn't come out.
It's dropping next month.
Fuck Off says August 23rd. That shit didn't come out.
No, next month.
Wizard of the Hood says November 22nd, what was did you have a date on that one?
November 22nd. So that's actually dropping on time.
If you say so, hopefully they're not getting it from this shit because I know that Fuck Off is coming out at around the same time and they've already been promoting that. So I would think that if Wizard of the Hood was coming out at the same time, that would be part of that promotion. Forgotten Freshness Volume 1 and 2, December 6th. We'll see on that as well. But
that's the one I really want. Fuck a Shining vinyl. I want Forgotten Freshness.
that would be a good one. I think that those that Fuck Off and the Wizard of the Hood would definitely be some cool ones. Mike, are you a vinyl person?
I own one vinyl, and that's the Almighty from the Allah Zulu. I want more vinyl, but it's a matter of space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's space, and it's like I don't want to I know you have to like take care of vinyls and shit. I have all my CDs just like stacked haphazardly in my closet. I know if you do that shit with vinyls, it can fuck them up. And even just playing the vinyl sounds like a pain in the ass.
I don't even have a record
Yeah,
player.
I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Okay. Also, we're still looking in the Fred Fury booklet. It says the best of collection. Supervillains hit list says March 15th. That, of course, finally came out at the Gathering, but missed that one. ICP's funniest shit ever. That says June 21st. That shit didn't come out. ICP's most unusual shit. That says August 9th. That shit didn't come out. ICP's greatest stories ever. September 13th. That shit didn't come out. So, yeah, nothing in this booklet came out on time, I'm pretty sure.
And then they released Forgotten Freshness 6 out of nowhere to VIP holders only. And then when they do finally decide to sell it by itself, they're charging $40.
Damn right. I thought that was a baller move to sell it for $40. That's what you get for not doing the VIP. I like it.
That shit.
I have Forgotten Freshness 6.
Like
I got it at the VIP.
Yeah, I mean, if I did the VIP, obviously, but you know, you can't always make the show. Like to not make a Forgotten Freshness available for everybody when every other Forgotten Freshness has been
Nope, I disagree. I like it this way. I like it this way. What I think is bullshit is putting it out on digital after you've already done like the whole VIP thing. I thought that was pretty lame.
I understand, but like if they would have put up, if they just gave away any other fucking CD besides a Forgotten Freshness.
Nope. I mean, put up that $40. That's on you. I noticed by the way, in my Fearless Fred Fury case, I have the Willoughby Rags Magical Bag of Poop because I have a horrible habit of having the wrong CD in the wrong cases all the time. So, do you have that one, Rone? You got the Magical Bag of Poop?
No. I heard it was a magical bag of poop.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
not good.
It has the song "I Can't," produced by Devereaux. That is definitely the standout of that album. What up, Hell Spit? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, gorgeous, sexy, beautiful to my left? How you doing today?
Right on, chilling, bullshitting, fucking around.
Yeah.
What do you got going on today? Anything interesting happening?
Absolutely.
We're talking about?
I'm on your show. I made the big time.
I promoted your shit on my Twitter and Facebook, so hopefully people start checking out your shit and commenting and getting it going. Granted, I don't have a lot of people watching my shit, but I do have like fucking 1,400 followers on Twitter or something. So
damn.
People will definitely see that shit. I have like 6,000 followers on Facebook, so people in the chat are giving me a hard time for being a delay on reading the comments. I'm fucking doing a show here. I'm not keeping my eyes glued to the comments, and I also don't want to. I don't want to miss any. I don't want to skip over the comments. So yeah, I'm fucking. I'm talking, then looking in the comments, talking, looking in the comments.
This guy actually covers material. What's wrong with you fucking people, man? You clowns.
Sorry that my free show isn't good enough.
My free show.
Let's see. What else are people talking about? Spooky's talking about the yes, this was fucking 5 minutes ago, but Spooky is talking about the Juggalo Love Cypher video. He says, I went to that video shoot, only $5, and we got a full set afterwards, and that was Ouija's first performance live as a Psy artist. So yeah, I'm sure it was an awesome show. You got a full set afterwards, huh? From everyone or just ICP or who? But that was kind of a weird thing too, because ABK was supposed to be on that. So I've always wondered if there's some like ABK verse to that floating around. If he was supposed to be there, then he had to have had a verse recorded. So I would love to have ABK on the show sometime and ask him about that kind of shit. He said he's down to do it. ABK knows who I am, not because of the show, but because I go to fucking all of his concerts. So we've hit a point now where he recognizes me when he sees me, and he knows that I do this show. So he's down to do it. Just I need some good contact info for him or something.
Oh yeah, you got.
James asked if I'm going to the Ballers on a Boat. No, kind of just picking and choosing all my shit. You know, there's only so many vacation days and credit card debt that I can take on per year, and I already did the Gathering. I'm doing Hollow Wicked. I'm going to an awesome Jay and Silent Bob thing actually next month as well. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, they're touring the new Jay and Silent Bob movie, and that'll be the shit. I'm making a trip out of town for that as well. So only so many vacation days in the year. I don't suppose anyone here is going to that Ballers thing. I doubt it.
I almost bought a ticket for it, but decided not to.
I love that your immediate reaction was, yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I fucking doubt it. Am I wrong? Apparently, I'm 3 for 3. So, what else is going on? Spooky says Shaggy. God damn it. It's just more bullshit. It's fucking Spooky. I love Spooky. He's one of my Gathering homies and all, but every time I get to read one of his comments, I realize halfway through that I'm about to read some bullshit. So, Joker's Gallery says it's been 2 years since they debuted Fearless Fred Fury. That was the time cycle for the first deck every 2 years or so. I mean, 2 years since they since they showed it, yeah, but I mean, there's a 4-year gap between fucking Missing Link and Fred Fury. Just about. I mean, 3 years and some months, so it's like...
The only time they put out a Joker's card back-to-back years was Ringmaster, then Riddlebox. But I would love to see them do that now.
Yeah, that first deck came out pretty quick.
No, I think I hate to pull your card here on this, but I think it's Carnival of Carnage and Ringmaster came out back to back, and then there's a 2-year gap between.
No, Carnival of Carnage 92, Ringmaster 94.
Okay, yeah, all right.
95.
You got me. I'm wrong.
Are we sitting on Google here?
Middlebox anniversary coming soon.
What's that?
The Riddlebox anniversary coming soon too, man. 24 years?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Oh, 24 years. Who cares? That's not cool. Let me tell me next year when it's 25 years.
To me, nigga.
24 years. That's like it's almost something. Let me know next year. This year was fucking 20 years of Jekyll Brothers, and that was a big fucking deal to me. I know Rone and I did a collaboration for that for Carnival Spirits. That was a good time. Hellspit, how long have you been a Juggalo? And believe me, I'm not one of these fucking dudes that cares.
I'll
curious. Yeah, Rone will judge you. What's that?
Charlie Sheen, he said stop your judging. I've been down since I was 11, but it's kind of been like I don't know if I'd say like off and on thing, but it's like there's like times of the year where I've been like just crazy immersed in Juggalo shit, and then I'll be like kind of I know it's like my love for the Juggalo world never left.
Hmm.
Hence why everybody's got like merch out the asshole and I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what was the first year then? What was the album that got you into it?
I found it like 2003, 2004, somewhere right around the Hell's Pit. The thing is
Right on.
I don't think I even had much internet going on for me at that point. So one of my homies had he had a Juggalo Brother jersey and Great Malenko beanie. And then with him, I listened to lots of ICP. The neighbors across the way listened to KMK. And I kind of just got introduced to like all this whole underground scene all about at the same time.
Yeah, totally. And you said you were 11 years old at the time?
Yeah.
2004, that would make me fucking 19. I was in college when Hell's Pit came out.
And
You were
you're
11.
timers.
I was a full
People always think that I'm
alcoholic.
a lot younger than I am because I never leave the house, so I look young. It's easy to look young when you are never in the sunlight.
Always lathering yourself up with lotion so you're glistening. Jesus Christ. It's a bad.
Yeah, I remember when Hell's Pit came out, and I had just like got to like when Shangri-La came out. I was a senior in high school, and I was fucking having a great time because I knew everybody in school in my neighborhood and stuff. And it's like it was a good time for that album to drop. And then in 2004 was when I was a freshman in college, and I fucking hated my life. And that's when Hell's Pit came out, and it was like
It was fire.
it
was
synced up too good. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I'm going through this horrible time, and I have this CD about how my life is hell right now. So I'll always remember that CD for helping me through that time, though. So
Absolutely.
definitely fond memories of each of those albums.
What was it from like CPK? I can't remember the order exactly, but it's CPK, Suicide Hotline, fucking Truly Alone. There was like 5 or 6 tracks back to back where I'm like, this is fucking amazing. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, I love that album. I know Rone's not a fan though, right? You're not a Hell's Pit guy.
Yeah, I like about half of it.
That's where my name came from on here.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
No,
Yeah,
actually, it's because I spit that hellfire. You know, I got that good rap flow.
right on.
Bullshit. No, I don't.
I feel like that Truly Alone track is like a underrated fucking classic from ICP.
Right
So
up. I feel like your volume's a little low. Am I crazy, people? I think
Me?
maybe if you can. Yeah, a little bit. I didn't know if it was just me, but everyone else sounds pretty good. You're sounding a little low, so. What else we got?
24 is one of my favorite songs in Hell's Pit.
Yeah, that's a good one. But Hell's Pit has too much like goofy shit on it. Like I still put Hell's Pit over Shangri-La, but like I wanted
Oh, I don't.
Fearless Fred Fury to me is like that's way more wicked than Hell's Pit. Like I didn't there's no funny shit on Hell's Pit. It's like almost entirely wicked shit. Whereas like with Hell's Pit you have shit like bowling balls and like I don't know. I didn't want funny shit on there. As much as I love ICP's funny shit, like that didn't seem like the place.
I agree.
All right. Good deal. Spooky says Hypnotized Minds were the kings of bullshit release dates. That's funny. Anyone have any input on that? I couldn't speak to that one way or the other, but I know that like all those Hypnotized Minds albums like end with an outro being with like release dates and shit. So
Yeah, I can't recall. If,
Paul and Juicy talking shit.
yeah,
all right.
You know what blows though, Mitch? I almost said the other phrase. What a bastard! Is when I first got down. Say Mitch Big. All right, Mitch Sweetie. All right, Sweetie. Mitch Big. So I had I bought the Hatchet Charm off of Hatchet Gear, but it was like 110, 15, 50 bucks. All I know is it was insanity. I had the collection of Shangri-La. I had Forgotten Freshness, Hell's Pit, Shangri-La. I think I had like most of the Joker cards. I had the Chainsmoker LP, the Fatso. I had like a really dope collection started up, and then just I don't know. Shit happened over the years, and I managed to lose most of my collectible items. So
Yeah, that fucking Ninja with a Pencil was on your stream the other day breaking all of his Twisted albums, which is like, all right, if you get more power to you if you hate Twisted and all, but fucking those albums are out of print. You really want to be breaking some shit that you could sell 10 years from now? But I mean, that's what fucking Slayer, he made the comment on there. He was like, he's basically throwing a money away in the name of fuck Twisted, which is true. That is what he was doing. I mean, Slayer was there for it. I was in the chat being like, come on, don't do that. But anyway, that
Yeah, I
was
can
some
assure
real
you. I didn't start a
dedication.
Fuck
trend
all
before
that.
we could burn our Twisted gear. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
If you
he
want
was
to go for
he
it.
set that Cryptic Collection 3 on fire. No, it was I think it was either Man's Myth or Mutant, but he set it on fire right there in the stream. That was good good television. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't agree with it, but I enjoyed watching it and I was very entertained.
Well,
What else is happening?
Mikey, what are you doing hiding behind that beautiful picture of all you men? Let's see that face.
I was too lazy to get the laptop out, so I grabbed the tablet, and the camera's all crooked and shit. So
Who could give? Oh, it's crooked. Come
We
on.
wouldn't know. We don't want
Yeah.
that.
I'll be in camera tomorrow, motherfucker.
Maliciously content in the chat. He says, "How did you manage to pick up a case and look at it and then put the wrong CD in?" That's not what happens. What happens is I'm always like in my car or something. Like usually when I get a CD, I'll listen to it in my car first, and like I'll take out whatever CD was in there and put it in the case of whatever CD I'm putting in, and then that happens 2 or 3 times until everything gets all shuffled and fucked. I don't even know where a handful of my CDs are because they're in the wrong cases. Joker's Gallery says brother was a bag of poop and went for like $100. Yeah, probably. I know you got some of those Brothers EPs, right, Rone?
Yeah, I got one.
You got one? Yeah, I didn't get any because I don't do that.
I didn't even
shit.
bother.
Was that
I
the
didn't
EP that
bother
had my best friend on it? Or
It
something?
is, yeah, damn right it is. That's the best song on that whole EP. I love that song.
I love that miserable, awful, amazingly fresh song. Oh my
That
god!
song rules. Of all the like songs that are like that, that's my of the like in the compared to like the Mom song or like the Ruby song or the JJ song or the fucking the Family song that he did with his fucking mom and shit. I would put that one way above all those. I love that song legitimately.
The best part about the Brother EP was Jay rapping on Isham's 24/7 for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was good.
That
Ooh,
song is
yeah.
amazing. Esham song.
Spooky says 20 years of Bizarre is coming up. Yeah, that's true. That was year 2000, so we're on
And Freak Show, man.
yeah, and Freak Show, right, all on the same day. That'll be a big deal. Maybe ICP
Oh,
and
yeah.
Twisted will put on a Freak Show and Bizarre concert together on Halloween next year, for next year's Hallowicked. I'm calling it now.
That would be fucking insane.
That would be awesome. It would be pretty perfect since that's when those CDs came out. That would be pretty perfect. Come to think of it, I mean, I feel like that's probably gonna be next year's Hallowicked, right? That'll probably be not the Freak Show part. That was a joke, but Bizarre. That'll probably be next year's Hallowicked, I assume, since it's the 20-year to the day.
That would be dope.
That'd be a good show. Clown Love Brett says Hell's Pit was his first album as well, so you're in the hand-holding club on that one.
Ay.
That's cute.
Just gotta get the world up in here. Fucking Mikey, say something crazy out the wall. You just handle nonsense.
Wow, Joker's Gallery says first time I heard ICP was 97 on web TV email. Wow, what a sentence. What a throwback sentence. Listen to ICP on the web TV email. Wow, 97. Yeah, you got a few years up on me then. The first time I heard ICP was 99, a few months after Jekyll Brothers came out. A friend of mine that was already into ICP had brought it to school to listen to and let me hear it, and that was it. I have something in common with Keegan, actually, which is that Jekyll Brothers was the first album that we heard. So, anyway, little fun fact.
I remember
What
the day
else?
fucking Jekyll Brothers came out, went right after school, got that shit.
Oh yeah, same here, brother.
Yeah,
My
you guys
fucking
have a few.
boy who listened to ICP for like 6 months painted his face and everything to go get the CD.
Oh, that's so dope.
And then 6 months later, he's like, fuck ICP. I was like, dude, you're the one that painted your face to buy a fucking CD.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Why
when
did he say fuck
Shangri-La came out, dudes
ICP?
are doing it over here too.
Yeah.
What a dick! Whenever Shangri-La came out, somebody I knew that was like way into ICP started giving away all of his ICP shit and selling it. Fuck it. I have a Morton's List autographed by Jumpsteady that I bought from this fucking dude that unloaded it after Shangri-La came out, so that's his fucking loss.
Dude, you have Morton's List?
Damn
That's
right.
dope. That's
Oh
worth
my
some
god.
money.
That was one of the, like, they don't even sell them. I think you have to find them on eBay or something. They're like $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
fuck-
way out of print, and from what I understand, it will never be back in print. But I would almost be willing to part with it for someone that actually wants to play it, because I've never played it, and I have no desire to play it. It just seems kind of dumb to me. Like, I looked through the book, I looked through it to see what kind of stuff is in there, and there's shit in there like, try going to the pet store and adopting an animal, and I'm like, what kind of a... I'd rather play a video game. I'm not going to do this shit. People love it, though. I know to this day it has a very strong following. People play it at the gathering and stuff, so... Let's
Yeah, I
see.
want to
Oh,
give
shit.
you one of those. Man.
Did anybody see Rakim tell MC Search that he was going to slap the shit out of him?
Yeah, but MC
Oh,
Search has already
word?
responded to that. He did, but there's more to it. Have you? But talk about that, Rone, first, since Mike
Oh
doesn't. know
shit,
what
get
you're
him
talking
Rod,
about.
get him Rod. Rakim's a fucking god, son.
Buddy.
So a few months or a while ago, MC Search was on Vlad TV, and he said Leor Cohen asked him to write a song for Rakim, and then I forget what radio show Rakim was on, and they asked him about it, and he's like, "No, that shit never happened. Fuck Search for that." And then apparently today on, I think it was Lord Sears' show on Sirius, Rakim told him that he was going to slap the shit out of him.
Okay, but
I believe
MC,
Rakim, because Rakim gets down, son.
MC Search has come back since then on like Instagram or something and said that he never said that he wrote a rap. Basically, like he wrote a rap for him because Leor Cohen asked him to, but Rakim didn't even know that he asked him to do that, and Rakim never spit the rap. So, like Rakim was taking it as Search saying like that he wrote something for him that he did, on an album or whatever, but that's not what MC Search was saying. So MC Search was now trying to clear the air, and he wants to go on.
He should,
or is going to go on Sear as well and explain himself. But he said that Sear, he was like, "Fuck you, Sear, for saying that," So it's already like in the process of being squashed. But the only thing people want to talk about is the part where Rakim said he's going to slap him.
I mean, Search should have never fucking said anything about Rakim.
Why not? If it happened, then why not? There's no disrespect there in just saying something that
Rakim's
happened.
one of the nicest MCs of all time. Search
Yeah.
is not even on his level, bro.
I know, but that's not what he said. He didn't say like that he wrote his raps or
Right.
anything. He said he wrote
But
a
I'm
rap
pretty sure
for him.
Rakim don't need Search writing his rhymes. I'm pretty
I
sure
know,
he
but
don't need
then
that.
take it up with Leor Cohen then. Don't take it up with MC Search.
Right.
I mean, what was he supposed to do? Just be like, no, fuck you, Cohen. I'm
You
gonna.
gotta think about the era.
Well, I
they
need to
come
I need
from,
to
though.
watch what's going on. I don't fucking know what's going on, so.
All right.
Yeah. I think you got to think about the era that they come from too. It was
I
a
am
lot
thinking
different
about
back
it.
then.
Take it up with Leor Cohen. Don't fucking slap MC Search over it.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, that is. It's still a developing story as far as I'm concerned.
I'd like to see MC Search get slapped up by Rakim. That'd be dope.
I mean, that would be funny. I'm into it.
Psycho.
I hate when the hip hop media always fucking does this shit where they trying to like stir the pot on crap that's nothing. It's like people get killed over this shit. Probably not. Probably not Rakim. I'm sure he's not going to go shoot anybody. He might slap someone, but I just don't like it in general. I don't like that kind of shit. But Yeah, it is funny
Wild.
though. I'm glad you brought it up. It's definitely worth talking about.
Yeah, I
I
heard
saw
about it. I heard about
here's
it
something
today,
I
and
saw
was
the other
not-
day that I wanted to bring up from Hip Hop DX. Says Travis Scott and DJ Paul settle $20 million 3-6 Mafia copyright lawsuit. Says Travis Scott has agreed to a settlement with DJ Paul, who was suing the Cactus Jack Records boss over copyright infringement, according to The Blast. The two sides have resolved their legal battle with a tentative settlement. Earlier this year, Paul sued Scott for $20 million. The 3-6 Mafia co-founder claimed the Billboard chart-topping rapper used the group's single Tear the Club Up without permission in the Astroworld track No Bystanders. Despite the apparent lack of an agreement, title credits listed Paul's real name, Paul Beauregard, as a lyricist and composer for the song. Paul argued Scott's Fuck the Club Up hook was a ripoff of Tear the Club Up. The lawsuit stated the cadence and sound of the tracks were virtually identical and strikingly similar. Court documents also cited Scott's performance of No Bystanders at February's 61st annual Grammy Awards. During that nationally televised set, the lyrics were cleaned up by replacing 3-6 Mafia's Tear the Club Up hook. By replicating 3-6 Mafia's Tear the Club Up hook. No details about the monetary figures in the settlement have been revealed as of Monday. The case will officially be closed once the payment is made, which is expected to be done within a month once the paperwork is handled. So, I bring all that up because it's kind of like a dicey thing, I think. Like, okay, sampling is such a big deal now, but is it really possible that 3-6 Mafia cleared every fucking sample and interpolation that they ever used? That 3-6 Mafia samples so much shit that it's like themselves that it's like, I get that you can't just open the door for people to be stealing your shit, but I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm glad they got it all settled and everything, but it's Tear the Club Up. It's not like he said it exactly. He changed it to Fuck the Club Up. Is that really so similar? I don't know.
I remember hearing something about DJ Paul being pissed about the sample Ouija Mac used on Gutter Water.
What? Where'd you hear that from?
I can't remember where I heard it from, but I definitely heard it.
What is the sample? Is it like a Yahoo or something? What is
yeah,
it?
it is.
Hit him, motherfucker! Hit him! Was it that?
Oh no, it was the
Oh.
the young he was pissed about the Young Wicked, the Yeah Ho.
Yeah. Help.
No, I don't know if I believe that. I mean, maybe it's true, but the only reason I feel like he might be okay with it is because they were in the fucking Killjoy Club together.
Right.
So it's like, it's not like he's just some dude. I mean, maybe though. I don't know. I would be interested to ask to find out, I guess, but I don't know. Yeah,
I'm gonna head out of here though. Appreciate
All
you
right,
having me
cool.
on.
Much love, brother.
yeah, totally. Anytime. I'm gonna do this a lot more. So thanks for
Fuck
hopping
yeah.
on.
All right, guys.
Right on.
Peace.
Cool. Peace.
Peace.
That was fun. Yeah, somebody did just use the Hit a Motherfucker sample, right? Who did just? Someone just used that. I can't remember. I feel like I just heard that on a song somewhere.
I feel you. What the fuck was it? Was it Ouija? I don't fucking know.
Might have
don't
been. I just heard that somewhere. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know because it's just like I know that I'm not even like I'm not weighing in one way or the other because I see both sides of it where it's like if you let some shit like that slide, then everyone's gonna be stealing your shit, and then you're in too deep. So it's good to stay on top of it, but like sampling is such a huge part of hip hop. It's like if you're not straight stealing it, like if you're taking the hook, Tear the Club Up, and you're making it Fuck the Club Up. When everybody knows that that's a 3-6 Mafia thing, it's not like you're taking it and pretending like it's yours. It's more of an homage, I think. So that kind of seems like different to me. But I mean, if they got it worked out, then more power to them, I guess. No harm done.
Shit.
Oh, what else?
Sampling been a problem since like James Brown used to get mad at people for sampling and shit. You know?
Well, like 99% of the golden era hip hop wouldn't even exist if it weren't for just mass sampling.
Exactly.
Hellspit, you listen to like old rap music at all, or you mostly fuck
Yeah,
with
I enjoy it.
today's rap? What other kind of rap do you listen to besides juggalo shit?
Well, I'm very much so not up to date with what's happening nowadays. But yeah,
Good.
I listen to lots of old school stuff. I told Mikey, fucking Christ.
Hmm.
I told Mikey I listen to Spice One. I used to listen to Game document. What is it? Fucking out of my mind. The documentary.
Documentary.
Uh, what? Something at the Doctor's Advocate. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, banging.
Right
Um,
on.
I used to listen to 50 Cent back in the day. Uh, it really just depends on my mood, you know. But
Yeah.
a lot of it's West Coast, but I do appreciate some of that East Coast old school music too.
Yeah, growing up, I was always big time West Coast guy because it was Tupac that got me into like gangster rap to begin with. Like before that, I don't even really know what all rap music I'd even heard, whatever they played on the radio, I guess. But it
Yeah,
was hearing Tupac on a CD with like all the fucking cuss words and shit in there that really like flipped the switch. And that was when I was like 11 years old. So that was kind of my experience. It was like hearing Tupac and Snoop Dogg and shit together. That's what. And then at that point, it was my cousin that was getting me into all that crap, and he had like the NWA albums and the Eazy-E albums and shit.
yeah.
Of course, being a white suburban man, he had all that shit. So that was the shit that I was growing up on at that time.
I love everybody's diss tracks back in the day, man. They went in heavy on each other.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's like the golden age of diss tracks. All the fucking Ruthless Records versus like Death Row type shit, like and like Ice Cube's in there and fucking Cypress Hill is in the mix. It's just like all those people just and then of course and then there's the East and West Coast disses and shit, of course, Tupac throwing shit out at Big and stuff, but that was kind of yeah, and then there's like the Tim Dog or whatever and his like Cowards in Compton or whatever, all that shit is historic.
Tim Dog was hard. Ignorant shit.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's a good song. That's a good song. Yeah, all that shit is hilarious. And all those Eazy-E disses and stuff. Dr. Dre
yeah.
says that he is a G thing, but in his old album covers, he was a she thing. That was like a big
That's
deal
true.
at the time. Now it's like with the internet, none of that shit stays buried. But at the time, it was like, oh my god, what is that? Those old pictures of Dr. Dre and shit. So funny.
Absolutely.
Spooky says.
Fucking Eminem way back.
What's that?
I said I even bumped Eminem back in the day. His you know what? I can't even remember the fucking album names. But
Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP,
I am.
Eminem Show, Relapse, Encore, whatever. Yeah, Eminem rules. We were just talking about him at the start of the show. So, yeah, and growing up, I never really got into the East Coast shit. It wasn't really. See, here's a thing though. Like, I hear a lot of people get mad at the kids today. They always say like, well, kids today don't respect the history. They don't appreciate like the history. When it's like good, because what kind of nerdy ass lame kid cares about history? When I was growing up listening to Tupac and that shit, I didn't give a fuck about Rakim. I didn't give a fuck about like EPMD and fucking these all the breaks, like that shit. I didn't care about that crap growing up. It wasn't until I became an adult and like that I started digging more into the history. So like Big Daddy Kane and stuff, I didn't give a fuck about any of that shit. But now as an adult, like I can appreciate it, but growing up that just wasn't my shit.
Yeah, I understand that. I had an uncle that told me all that shit. Luckily for me, so I was bumping that late '80s shit too, you know. But I'm not a fan of the early '80s shit. I'm more of '87 onward. You know. For
Yeah,
me.
totally. I mean, early '80s. That's what, like fucking Grandmaster Flash and that
Yeah,
kind of
fuck that
shit.
shit.
I mean, the message is cool. But
Yeah, I
wha-
respect it, but woo.
Africa Bambaataa and shit. Yeah, no, I wouldn't listen to like Africa Bambaataa just to listen to it. And yeah, I mean, of course, '87. Like when you get into like Run DMC and shit, like '86 and stuff, that's when it starts becoming like cool. Like they pretty much ushered
Yeah.
in that era of it being cool. Before that, they looked like the fucking Village People out there. Africa Bambaataa and like the leather fucking straps and shit. It's like,
Yeah,
what were
it's
you
wild
thinking?
shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I try to like now with the music being so easy to get with Spotify, I try to like play albums I never heard before just to fill in the gaps. I have so many gaps. I have so many like gaps in my knowledge. Like people like some of the all-time classes. Like I mean, fucking Gangstar, you're fucking shit. Speed
Oh
and
yeah,
Clout. Like I don't know shit about them hardly. So from time to
absolutely.
time, I try to go through Spotify and just pick out some shit that I never heard and listen to it.
It's
So
funny you brought that up. I was about to say Gangstar Moment of Truth. Actually, it was like on like a debut. It was on some fucking bicycle video game.
That's a classic, yo.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I didn't even really get deep into. I didn't do a deep dive on Wu-Tang until probably like 5 years ago or however
Oh
long.
yeah, I worship Wu.
Like, I mean, they always had songs that I liked, but like, as far as like listening to every album end to end and then going into the solo shit, I mean, it's a lot to dive into. Like, all I really knew were like the hits and then like Method Man hits and shit like that, you know, Old Dirty Bastard and stuff. But like, I didn't go deep into like fucking Raekwon and shit. Like, I didn't go deep into that kind of shit till like until I was an adult. So yeah, there's just a lot of shit to get into, and like
There
even
is.
like Snoop Dogg. I'm a big fan of Snoop Dogg, but I've damn sure not heard every album he's ever put out. So from time to time, I just try to go on and throw on some shit that I never heard. It's just it's out there, so why not?
Yeah. I listen to so much music, it's hard for me to keep up with shit.
I can't even compare to like you and Rone have like opinions on shit that I've never even heard of. So I'm just trying to get through like the base knowledge, like just like a foundation of knowledge. Even just getting there is kind of tough.
Yeah. It's a hustle, brother.
Like like going through all of the Hypnotize Minds shit, that would take years. Like you could listen to like a a Minds album like 2 or 3 times a week, every week for years before you ran out probably. Like when you start getting into like Project Pat and fucking Fraser Boy and all that shit and all the like the subgroups, Hypnotized Camp Posse and shit, it's like and the mixtapes. And DJ Paul has like 35 mixtapes probably. It's like how the fuck you gonna get through every single one of those in a lifetime?
Yeah, it's definitely a deep discography. The Prophet Posse, then they turned over to Hypnotized Minds.
Right, yep. I mean, they still put out good shit. Like, I didn't realize that Project Pat, like, has been putting out albums consistently just as much as Paul and Juicy. I mean, probably more consistently than Juicy, but, like, Project Pat never stops making music. He still puts out new shit all the time, so
His
just never
first
stops.
3 albums are amazing to me.
That's
I love
usually
him.
how that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker's Gallery says, I got the unedited Doggy Style album when I was 12. There was no going back to radio rap. Yeah, pretty much. After I got into Tupac real hardcore, I got the Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death CD, and it was like not clicking for me. I mean, I know I know it's like a classic, but it was probably just because I was so ingrained with Tupac that Big probably didn't stand a chance in my mind just because I was so on board with Tupac at that time. But I didn't really get into it. Now I like it more now, but at the time I didn't really latch onto it. I didn't really latch on to anything until Eminem kind of clicked, and then like ICP totally changed everything. But like before that,
Yeah.
it was mostly. Well, I mean, of course, there's like Dr. Dre's Chronic 2001. That's a fucking
Oh man.
awesome. I mean, the original Chronic 2, of course, as well. But like as far as stuff that was coming out as I was getting into hip hop and stuff, like. I mean, I would listen. My friend and I, we'd listen to like a lot of DMX. That shit's cool.
Yes. Big part of my life.
Yeah, DMX rules, and yeah, I listen to some shit like that. But yeah, 3-6 a little bit growing up,
Yeah, I love 3-6.
but then like once it got into like once like Tech 9 started coming out, like in like 2004 or whatever. Like, I mean, that's late. When did Absolute Power probably came out? Like 2002, right?
Yeah, 02. That's when I discovered tech.
Yeah. So, like once we get into like 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, then I'm at that point it was pretty much just like tunnel vision with like that kind of shit. It was like almost purely IC like Psychopathic Records, which that itself is a fucking lot to fucking take in.
Oh yeah.
Psychopathic
Records.
Psychopath, like when I first got into ICP, I did that deep dive. I fucking went to every fucking nook and cranny of albums that I could come up with to hear everything that ever came out from them. And so, yeah, at that like in the when into the 2000s, it was like Psychopathic Records, Sub Noise, Strange Music. Between those three big things, it was like that was pretty much what I was focused on for like 10 years. And then like 2010 is probably like when Hobson came out, and that kind of like that kind of got me like back into keeping up with new shit again. And like Yellow Wolf came out in like 2000 fucking probably like 2011 with his Trunk Music 0 to 60. That's a fucking awesome album. Ritz was coming out with his like Ritz's White Jesus Revival was coming out. So like around like 2010, 11, 12 and shit, I started getting back into like keeping up with new shit. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up, I guess. KJ Riddle asks, what's your opinions on Outkast? Outkast is dope. Pretty much like objectively, like if I can separate my own personal tastes from objectivity, I would say Outkast is like the kings of the South. For me personally, I consider 3-6 Mafia. I would consider 3-6 Mafia for me personally to be the kings of the South. But if I'm speaking more objectively, Outkast pretty much own that whole
first
time
four,
and space. Yeah.
First 4 albums are amazing. The first 4 albums.
Yeah, they're great.
What is it, ATLiens or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the Quimini and all that other shit.
Realistic. Yeah.
Stankonia, all that good shit.
Yeah, the last good one for me. Yeah.
And so that's like before like Speaker Box and The Love Below, right? Because that's when they really blew off. Yeah. You didn't like those albums? I always thought it was like unfair that Andre was the one that really blew up because the Big Boy album is way better.
Yeah,
Andre's
Big Boy
too fucking weird.
Too.
What's up, Foolish Misfit? Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. What about I just thought of somebody else and now I forgot it. Kanye. What do you guys think about Kanye? Because he's been in the news lately.
I like his first couple albums. I fucking hate him now, to be honest.
The College Dropout and the Late Registration or whatever. I always forget their names. Graduation or whatever. Ones that have like the school names to them. Those ones are good. And then when he came out with that Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger bullshit, that was when it started getting sketchy. And he'll put out like a few songs that I like every couple of years. He'll like some decent shit. But yeah, I'm not trying to like listen to an entire album from him ever again.
Yeah, he's
probably.
a fucking idiot.
And he's a fucking idiot, so there's that too. But like, he's a great producer. I always really liked like his beats and shit. He just needs to
I
stop.
That's the early going.
It
Yeah.
never happened to me. It just didn't click.
That's fair.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
it
I
was
wouldn't defend him to the death or
Tech
anything.
Nine or something, but Kanye was just like this completely different breed of the genre, if you will. As
His
far as
first
like,
few albums are
hip hop
pretty good. Spooky says Cisco shits on Jay-Z. What the fuck are we talking about now?
Goodness.
Even having a real conversation anymore?
I guess not, man. Jesus.
What up, Scottish? Scottish from Tales from the Lotus podcast. Welcome to hop on if you like. Let me drop this link.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Y'all ever listen to Lil Jon?
Spooky says, hasn't Yellow been around since 2005? Yeah, he put out hella mixtapes and shit, but it wasn't until that Trunk Music 0 to 60 came out that he really. That was when I heard of him, and I don't think I'm alone in that. That's when a lot of people heard about him too. That was when he got signed to Interscope or whatever. So that was kind of his big break there. But I have, believe me, I have gone back and done the deep dives into his mixtapes, which are kind of hit and miss. They're pretty raw, like not in the good way though. Like they sound kind of janky. So I mean, they're good if you're a fan, but yeah, I've definitely fucked with him big time. He just got married, actually. I've seen that going around. Yellow Wolf got married, so good for him.
Oh,
he
shit.
fucking killed it at the Gathering last year. That's the only time I've ever seen him. I still to this day regret skipping the tour he did with Ritz like 5 years ago, because that would be an expensive show now. At the time, it was like, Ritz was opening for him. So now it's like shit. Now they're both like so much bigger than they were. That would be like a huge tour. At the time, it was a good tour, but I skipped it because I just didn't feel like going, and I don't know what I was thinking because I loved both of them even at the time. So that's things like that always like make me force myself to go to a show now, even if I don't feel like I want to, because it's like just get through it or you're gonna regret it later.
Yeah, I need to pay attention to more shows. I've been missing the fuck out, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a Twisted show coming up this week or next week in Oklahoma that I might drive to, but I'm not for sure on that.
I think sometimes it's a budget thing, to be honest.
For me,
It is
it's
a
time
budget thing. My credit card is always fucked because every time I start paying it off, I fucking put $100 on it to go drive out of town somewhere for some bullshit.
Time and money, man. Get you.
I know. You got to get credit cards. That's where it's at. I fucking put my plane ticket, my Hollow Wicked ticket, my hotel shit all on a credit card, and that shit came out to fucking damn nearly $1,000. So it's just like, fuck. And I do VIP all the time too, which that's a fucking money killer.
Yeah, I miss the old days. Just meet the nigga at the fucking table, talk to him for like 2 seconds.
Talk to him for like 2 seconds. Yeah, I do that when I can. But now it's like, now they kind of have to do it because that's just where the money is now with all the fucking streaming and shit. I use Spotify all the time. Do you guys use Spotify?
Yeah, I love streaming services, man. I don't give a fuck what these physical collector snobs say.
The only physicals I buy are psychopathic, are almost only psychopathic. Pretty much. For the most part, it's mostly psychopathic.
I'm pretty sure you see my IG, Mitch. I got mad shit.
Oh my god, yeah, you're killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on my iPod, you know? I don't physically listen to it.
Yeah.
Because
No,
the
you're
stereos and all that
definitely
shit. Fuck that.
every day you're pretty much tweeting out some shit. It's like 34 years ago today, this shit came out. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I mean, at this point, like I seen like half of your podcast today with Ghost.
I enjoyed that.
And at this point, it's like I'm just gonna keep fucking watching everything I can just to like give myself some knowledge up top. So like when I jump in conversations, I have some like relative input. You know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mike? Who is your? How would you rank like your top few Wu-Tang members?
Oh, that's a good one, brother. If I had to put like a top three or something,
Yeah.
it'd be Ghostface,
Hmm.
Raekwon, and Jizza.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're going with like
Yeah.
the real like knowledgeable cuts, like the fine wine selection. 'Cause
Oh
For
yeah.
me, like I go, but as much as like this is probably the cringe choice, but I put ODB as my number one because I always like the dudes with the weird voices. Like whoever has the weirdest, most standout voice in the group is usually the person I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
Old
Return
Dirty
to the
Bastard
36 is
sucks. That's why
amazing.
he's awesome. He's a terrible rapper. He's a terrible singer. That's why he's awesome. And
But
then from my
sometimes he be busting. He be saying some fly shit though.
yeah. And
Yeah.
my number two would be Method Man, which is for sure the most mainstream choice of the whole group.
But Meth is nasty though.
Yeah, he is good. And then my
Yeah.
number three would probably be Rizzo, which again is another one that I know is like not respected for his lyricism. But I don't know.
Which
It's
is
something
bullshit.
he's got like the voice and just the fact that like he's like the Abbott, just that whole like thing,
Yeah,
just
Abbott,
really,
yeah.
just that whole like persona, just like really, yeah, resonates.
And 94 Rizzo was amazing.
I feel like he's like underappreciated, but then like I mean
Yeah.
I know that like there's I mean like some people will say that like you God is like in like I mean I don't know I can't I've never listened to like a You God solo album, so I can't really weigh in on.
Yeah, ain't got no really good albums like that, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Skinny
But
G
Ritz is dope.
says Ritz was at a pool hall for like $10 admission a few months later. Oh, he said no. Wait, let me go back. He says I missed that tour too, and I regretted it was across town. And then Ritz was at a pool hall for like $10 admission a few months later. Yeah, that's how it was. You know, Ritz ain't playing no fucking $10 pool halls these days. He's fucking killing it. He's just on the way up and still going up. He's been going up for like 10 years, just about. That White Jesus mixtape is fucking the shit, and his career has just been going up since then. You a Ritz fan, Mike, or Hell's Spit?
Oh,
Either one of you fuck with Ritz?
yeah. I love
His
Rich.
performance is fresh.
I own everything he ever created.
Yeah, damn right. Ritz rules. I think that White Jesus revival is still the best thing he's ever put out.
I'm not mad at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean that sounds like there's one way to interpret that where it sounds like I'm saying he's gone downhill, but no, I just think he came out the gate with like the best shit. So I mean, I love his strange music albums too, and now supposedly he's working on some new shit for his own label. So
Yeah, he got some
he's
shit
one
with
of those.
C-Lance.
What's that?
He got some shit with the producer C-Lance.
Oh, okay. Sealance. Who does he work
And
with?
C-Lance worked with Jet Montrix and
I want to say
your
maybe
favorite
Mad
rapper,
Child.
bitch, Gmo.
I feel like I definitely hear that name. So I want to say Mad Child, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, he worked with Mad Child.
Oh, he did. Okay, cool. See, I know some shit about some shit. I like Mad Child a lot too. Like Mad
Yeah,
Child
dope
just
sick.
put out an
Yeah.
album. Like Mad Child put out an album a few months ago or whatever. It was around gathering time, I think. So a few months ago, and that was pretty good too. I like just about every song Mad Child's ever put out almost. I like
I'll be honest.
What?
I only hear Dope Sick. That's all I heard.
I mean, that's good enough. That's good enough. That'll tell you whether you like him or not. That's his best album. And I like how his beats are like super annoying, which sounds like a weird compliment, but I like it. His beats are so annoying that they're really recognizable. They're so oppressively annoying, and his voice is annoying too. It's great. I don't know. There's something weird about that just makes me like it though. It's just so different from everything else. What about Cess Crew? Do you guys fuck with Cess Crew at all?
I think they're
bet Mikey
both
didn't.
dope as hell. Like lyrically. But an album I haven't
Okay.
really liked. Like even
Ooh, yeah, that's an interesting take. I could see that. I don't know which
uh,
albums are which. They all kind of run together for me, but yeah, I need to check out like I don't know if I've heard their solo albums, and I would like to check those out because I would probably prefer like a Gadamus solo album over a Seskru album.
Gotham is nasty.
Yeah, I feel like Yubi is like become like the front man. I mean, it feels that way, or like that's the perception. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like he's like more in the spotlight. But I always thought Gadamus like had the edge on him. Although now I don't know if they're even a group anymore because Gadamus just signed to Strange as a solo artist. I don't know what that means for Seskru, if anything. So who knows?
That's wild.
I mean, Seskru, it's almost like, I don't know. some of their shit I don't really like at all, but it comes up on my playlist a lot because I have like a massive playlist of just like thousands of songs, and sometimes it gets to a point where if it plays like 2 or 3 Seskru songs in one sitting, I'm just like, okay, let's listen to something else. Spooky says at last ICP show in Indiana before the gathering this year, the crowd was more hype and crazy for Ritz than ICP. That's not surprising. I saw that tour twice, and Ritz definitely was lit both times. Yeah, I need to do a Ritz VIP. In fact, there's actually a Ritz concert coming up in my city, I believe, in November. So I fucking will probably spend $100 or whatever it is for a VIP because I never met him, and that's like weirdly important to me to like meet these people while I can. I'm very aware of the fact that anybody could die at any time, so I need to meet him. I still need to meet Hobson. Oh, not only that, but this Ritz tour that's coming up is with Dizzy Wright. Dizzy will be opening for him, and he is also part of the VIP. So that would be the shit. Do you listen to Dizzy Wright at all?
I never gave Dizzy a chance, but
he's great. Yeah, he's really good. I would recommend giving him a chance.
Yeah. I thought he had a dope verse on Knock Madness or whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah. I think
check it out. Yeah,
he's like a more like I wanted not mainstream as like a negative connotation to it, but he's kind of like a more mainstream Hobson, but in a good way.
I was gonna say that he's actually almost got that kind of vibe-ish.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to hear Hobson's fucking weird shit. Sometimes you want to hear like a more subdued version, and it's chill. It's nice and chill. Like he's not like all in your face with like the "I'm gonna kill you" type shit like Hobson. It's way more laid back. So
he's like
good for smoking weed and shit.
Positive vibes, yeah.
I actually own all the Funk Volume CDs because whenever Funk Volume imploded, they had like a deal that was like, get all the CDs for $10. So it was like 12 albums or something for a total of $10. Like $10 got you all of them. So that was a good deal.
I truthfully think that Raw is an underground classic.
Raw is a great album. I love it. And people shit on Hobson. In fact, as a matter of fact, I wish Rone was here right now because he said a lot of super negative things about Hobson, and I always wanted to ask him why, but I didn't want to get into it over Twitter. I wanted to like ask him when we could actually converse about it because I think there's a lot of bad information about Hobson out there. People act like Hobson like sold out those dudes whenever he like collapsed Funk Volume, but it wasn't like that at all. He's been proven right. Because after all that shit happened, Dizzy left with Dame. I don't know how much you know about all this shit, but like Dizzy was gonna start a new.
A little bit of it, yeah.
He was gonna start a label with Dame, and then that dissolved because the same shit happened. So there you fucking go. Does that not vindicate what Hobson was saying all along? And even while it was happening, the other dudes in the group were saying like, I don't know what Hobson's talking about because Dame's always been cool to us. But Hobson was like, they don't see all the same numbers that I do because they're not part owners of the company like I am, so they don't know. And I believe it because It was Dame's idea to do all that fucking funk volume fitness bullshit.
Oh yeah, I seen
Stupid.
that shit on Facebook.
Stupid. So it's like, if you're going to waste money on shit like that, then you obviously do not know what you're doing. He was only there to supply the money. Hobson said that Dame knew nothing about hip hop culture or anything.
He should have put his little brother out, the light skinned nigga, Swizz.
Yeah, he was. I always thought he was like the lamest of the whole crew, but
I thought he was dope.
he was good on features. But I don't know if I could listen to that voice for a whole album.
Oh my god.
I always liked Jaron Benton and Dizzy a lot. And
Jaron Benton's nasty.
they've gone on to flourish. They have great careers to this day. So
That Mink Coat Killer, like the Wu-Tang inspired album, that shit is a banger.
oh right, yeah. And I've his funk volume. My grandma's basement is the top one for me. But
That's banging.
I follow his career closely for sure. And then
Got Vinny Paz on there.
I feel like
shit.
he also did a thing where I feel like he matured and it made it not as good to me. It's like, I miss the crazy shit, but yeah, I definitely keep up with him for sure. And I went to that Funk Volume 2015 tour. That was the tour they were on when all that shit started coming to a head and falling apart. It was while they were all on tour together. It was Hobson, Jaron, Dizzy, and DJ fucking Hoppa. There was 4 of them on tour. They even mentioned Swizz on the tour. Hobson was like, I know you're wondering where Swizz is. He's out selling cars in Vegas or something. He was like, he decided he didn't want to do music. That's what he said. He was like, he doesn't want to do music anymore. They were beefing at the time, probably because of the friction between Dame and Hobson at the time. And then Dame said that shit about you don't work hard and that fucking... Again, I don't know how deep you go into all this shit, but I was keeping up with it when it was happening, so I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have bad information. Dame told Hobson, you don't work hard, and Hobson was like, fuck this, because Hobson's whole thing was like, I'm the only reason that any of this is making money. Or, so it's like... Yeah. So it's like to say I don't work hard. And Dame's thing, and I've watched like the DJ Vlad interviews with Dame and shit. DJ Vlad interviewed Dame and he said like Hobson, he was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but like I would book Hobson for things and he wouldn't show up to them and stuff. But it's like, all right, well, you do have to respect the fact that he's the artist. Like all this shit, Dame could walk away and no one would give a fuck. Hobson could walk away, and as we've seen, where's Dame now? Nobody giving a fuck. Doing some fucking bullshit on Twitter. I don't really talk about this too often because I don't get into talking shit, but...
Damian Ritter, that's his government name. Damian Ritter, right? Some shit like that.
Yo, Mitchell. I mean...
He fucking... I follow him. I follow his dumb shit on Twitter. The Music Entrepreneurs Club, which is basically fucking Trump University, but for music. It's like some bullshit where you pay money and he gets a bunch of people to like give seminars on music when it's like, I'm not going to listen to your fucking advice, a dude who has failed at every music venture you've ever tried. You failed with Hobson and you failed with fucking Dizzy. So what? Now you're gonna start charging for your bad advice? It's a scam. So that's my thoughts about him. I've never like talked to him about it on Twitter because it's like not. I'm following him, so it's like I have the choice to unfollow him if I want. So. I'm doing it to myself. I don't get involved with his bullshit, but I don't like him. I think he's a shady, snaky guy. That's my take.
Dude, Mitchell, classic. I think every single time I've ever seen you on a live stream, you say I don't like to talk shit, and then you proceed forward with like just all these terrible opinions about these fucking guys.
Because I don't. It's like most of these streamers will like make like they love talking shit. It's like that's how they, and like I'll do it, but I don't like doing it. I would get, and people that don't know me will be like, man, you just love the drama because it gives you something to talk about because that's how all the other podcasters do it. But it's like, no, I actually don't like it. I would love to talk about Twisted and ICP doing shows together. I hate talking about bullshit going on between them. I would rather talk about good shit, but
Yeah.
it's
When
not
they talk
always
about
all
being
good
hound
shit.
dogs, how do we reconcile going to a VIP and not being a hound dog at the same time? Just give a quick.
By not giving a fuck. A friend of mine was telling me like that she hates doing VIP because she isn't into like celebrity culture and stuff. Like she doesn't like the idea of paying to meet somebody. But
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that. These people are like my inspiration. Because her thing was like, ICP's just people. They're not better than I am. Which is a totally valid point of view. Not invalidating her point of view. But
Right.
my point of view is I think ICP is way better than I am, and I would gladly pay money for the privilege of meeting them. They're smarter than me. They work harder. They're making positive changes in the world. They are much better than I am. I have no problem paying $100 to tell them that. And I've done the Tech 9 VIP. I've done fucking Twisted, of course, Blaze a million times, ABK, DJ Clay, whoever. Anyone that I look up to, I'll gladly pay some extra money to tell them. I mean, I wanted to do VIP for that Hobson tour, but his website was fucked up at the time. Probably another fucking Dame thing. I wasn't able to buy the VIP. But I think Hobson's like burned a lot of his unfairly burned a lot of his credibility because I feel like people don't want to sign him now, don't want to sign with him now because he has his own label now, Undercover Prodigy, where it's just him. And he tries to sign people, and I feel like part of the reason he has a problem finding people to sign is because they're worried that the same shit's gonna happen, that he's just gonna bail, like with Funk Volume, but they don't understand the whole story. I feel so. That's my thing. Not only that, one more thing about Hobson.
Yeah.
He was on a No Jumper like years ago. Not even that long ago, actually. Not even years ago. Just a couple years ago. And Adam 22 asked him, he asked him, like, how did you blow up? How did you get your foot in the door? How did you go from underground to, like, more crossover success? And the first thing out of Hobson's mouth was, do you know what a juggalo is? Like, that, he put that out there first. Compared to, like, fucking some of these other people that will just straight up deny that they have anything that the juggalos had anything to do with them. People that we know were created by the juggalos and now want to distance themselves. The exact type of shit that Violent J was talking about on Seriously Hilarious when he says they ride the juggalo escalator all damn day, think they're the greatest on the way up, then they walk away. It's so true. But Hobson is not that guy at all. Hobson will put it on the forefront without you even asking him about juggalos. He'll tell you, juggalos are the ones that discovered me and blew me up. So I'll always respect that.
Yeah, props him for that, man.
And he admitted in that same interview, he goes, I fucked up because I make a lot of, I tried to make music for everybody. I've tried to make like a little bit for everyone. And now half of my fan base hates half of my music and the other half hates the other half of my music. He was like, I should have just stuck with one thing, I guess. But I mean, I agree with, I think it's a very astute observation because I'm definitely in the half that hates half of his music, all of his fucking auto-tune bullshit.
I think,
to be honest, Mitch,
yeah.
I only heard the first two Hobson albums. My bad, brother.
So what? That's probably, is that Raw and Knock Madness?
Yep, that's it.
I mean, if you really want a nickel and diamond, his first album is Gazing at the Moonlight. That was the Ruthless records.
Yeah, 09 or something.
Yeah, that was the fucking Ruthless album that Tamika fucking sat on like a fucking idiot. Clearly, because look at Hobson now. She should have known what she had, and fucking put that shit out. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. That's a whole other fucking conversation. That fucking shit. But yeah, those are good. But Pound Syndrome is good too, and not sure what's after Pound Syndrome off the top of my head. But I usually keep up with his shit as it comes out. But he puts out a lot of singles more than he puts out albums. Yeah. Gazing at the Moonlight, Raw, Knock Madness, Pound Syndrome, and then there's only one after that, which is No Shame, which I thought was kind of a weak effort, but oh well. He produces all of his albums too, so I think that's cool as well. But anyway, I have a lot of thoughts on him, clearly. I have a lot of thoughts on. I'm thinking of doing like a series of like my thoughts on every ICP song, and then literally just going through ICP's entire catalog and talking about every single song, because I could do it. I've heard them all a million times, and I have thoughts on every single one. So it would probably take a long ass time, but I could do it. Just starting from Dog Beats, going through fucking every LP, EP, compilation.
Basement Cook, yeah, all of it. That would take a long ass time, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the community would appreciate the fuck out of having.
I think they would too.
Oh, yeah.
Because even a lot of the hardcore juggalos don't listen to like every little thing, and I feel like if you showed me something that from ICP that I never heard before, I would be shocked. Like even like when that MC Breed song came out, recently, they put it out on digital and shit. They had already played that on W Fuck Off Radio like 8 years ago or some shit, or like fucking no 8 years ago. What am I talking about? That shit's probably like fucking 16 years ago or whatever. That was like 2005 probably. They played that shit on W Fuck Off Radio, so I'd been heard that. Anyway,
there's only one other point I wanted to make on that Hobson tip about like half his fans love half the music, the other half don't, whatever.
Yeah,
is the fact that he acknowledges juggles were like a huge part of his like come up and everything. Like I think that's fucking OG. That's how it should be. But I also appreciate the aspect of like people evolve, grow, change. That you got different shit going on in your lives. Because like with the whole twisted debacle, whatever you want to call this shit, they're obviously going a very different direction. And it seems most of the time they try to avoid the word juggalo, and that's fine. Like you guys want to do your own thing, but just acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it, and like people aren't gonna like all your music. That's just the reality of the facts.
Yeah, that's true. But also, Twisted is in this unfortunate position where nothing they can do is gonna make people happy. So if they don't say Juggalo, people are gonna get pissed. If they say Juggalo, people are gonna get pissed at that too. So they kind of just can't win no matter what they do. Because like whenever they put Juggalo like in the names of their tours and stuff, that seems to piss people off. Frankly, I don't even really know how I feel about it. Honestly, like. I don't know. It feels kind of weird. It's like if you left to, they left to do their own thing, yet they cannot. They have no seeming desire to break off from that shit. I don't know. I mean, I sympathize with them, but they put themselves in that no-win situation. Yeah. They're in a no-win situation, which I sympathize with, but they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves by calling the label Magic Ninja Entertainment when everybody knows that fucking ninjas is part of ICP's aesthetic. Don't fucking they did the chant Magic Ninja what because it was in the movie that Violent J wrote. Maybe he didn't write the chant. Maybe he didn't tell them to start the chant, but he created the characters of the Magic Ninjas for that movie. So it's like, okay. Are you gone or are you here? What are you doing? Signing all the fucking psychopathic artists? Blaze, I understand, but Boondocks and AMB, they put themselves in that corner. They put themselves in the corner to be forever compared to ICB themselves. So,
because no one cared when Blaze and ABK did that Juggalo Unity tour. Everyone was all about that. To my knowledge, I don't remember anyone really talking shit on that tour, but.
No, I liked it. I didn't go to that tour. Didn't come near me, but I was into the idea. No one ever gets mad at ABK, which I think is good. And ABK fucking he does he's done, shows with Magic Ninja and stuff like that, and no one ever gives him a hard time because
I'm
he's
pretty sure
proven
he was
himself.
an X, though, if I'm not mistaken, the first one.
What's that?
I said I'm pretty sure he was the first Astronomicon, if I'm not, like...
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did. And like DJ Clay is about to do a show with Lex the Hexmaster. They're about to be headlining a show together, and no one cares about that. Granted, I don't think DJ Clay's on Psychopathic anymore, but he's still clearly part of the family.
Yeah.
So for him to do a show with Lex is like, I hope this doesn't turn into a thing where Psychopathic starts saying fuck DJ Clay or whatever, because I mean, Lex the Hexmaster has nothing to do with any of this shit. I mean, he never talks shit. It's not like it's. I mean, and DJ Clay did a show with Gmo, right? Like Gmo and Lars, like they all did a show together at one point. So
I could have sworn Lex the Hexmaster had Juggalo in his lyrics. I heard
he does, but Lex the Hexmaster was also not a juggalo before he signed to Magic Ninja, which I also think is kind of a sketchy thing. I see Lex the Hexmaster. He says whoop whoop at his shows and stuff, and I'm like, that's our word.
That's our word.
Shouldn't be saying that. It's not like it's not enough for me to like tweet at him like and talk shit or anything. It's not enough for me to like be mad about it, but I just look at it like, dude, should you be saying that? Like, if Twisted says it, it's one thing. If Blaze says it, it's one thing. But it's like, come on, Lex, this isn't your lane.
It's not.
I mean, Skinny G says Clay was at the march, so it's okay. You would think so, but so was Buckshot, and look at the fucking how that shit turned out. Tribe says, what if Lex likes ICP? I don't think that he does. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, Lex. But I mean, he's not. I don't. Maybe he had heard some songs that he liked. I don't know. But he's not like Axe. Axe was like diehard in Juggalos. Like Axe loves ICP. And so it's like maybe Lex has had some kind of like passing interest in ICP, but he wasn't like Axe. He wasn't like that. So yeah.
Yo, does anyone know Axe's discography? I'm pretty sure they had a lot of shit popping off way before Axe was even what they are now. All the Zooligan.
Yeah, and I don't know shit about that really. I don't even really like their stuff before the Almighty. I checked out some of their older shit, and it didn't grab me the way the Almighty did. Shanzi says, "What's weird is that the
Almighty's the best."
Yeah, and I have more to say about that too, but I want to address this. Shanzi says, what's weird is that the flyer for the Clay Lex show is there's a Hatchet Man on it too, but I don't know if Clay's even still there. That's probably just some shit that the promoter did, or I know that Bakelo made the flyer, which I don't know if you know who that is. He's a rapper and a graphic designer. He made the flyer. I don't know if that was his choice, but a lot of times that's like some shit that the promoter does just to fucking...
See, I don't know if conversations still apply because I remember when Twisted, I guess they left for a while already, but ICP said they could put the Hatchet Man on everything, like just put the symbol there so everyone knows it's still family and everything.
Yeah, so I'm cool with it. Like, Clay's good to rep it. I mean, Ouija puts that shit on his mixtapes, and they're not psychopathic at all. So it's all good. Ouija has that on the Water Damage mixtape and on the Resistance Walk to Wasteland mixtape. So it's all good. I mean, the Hatchet Man's kind of just becoming more of a stamp than a label, and I mean that in a good way. I'm not fucking mad at it at all. I think that's a good way to do things. That way, if your career fucks up, it's your fault. You have nobody to blame.
Yeah, Mary Jane, I seen that. That was fucking awesome. Whoop whoop to Not Slim One for putting that out.
What was it? Not Slim One's Gathering. What is it? I haven't seen it.
It's like 2 hours, 9 minutes long or something. He kind of shows himself prepping up, going to the gathering, running into the Bender Boys, just everybody showing with all the people. He just kind of shows off the grounds and different. It's just dope. It's hella dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
To be a part of it.
I don't need to check it out because I was there. But that sounds cool for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You need to get on that before, while you still can. It's only a matter of time. I don't think there's going to be a 30th gathering. I'll tell you that. I'm skeptical there's going to be a 21st gathering, but I'll be shocked if this shit goes on for fucking 10 more years. Okay, well, we've gotten 2.5 hours. I think I could keep doing this, but I want people to be able to see this video and actually want to
I'm
watch the whole
tired
thing.
as fuck.
Not like Hell's Pit. You went for fucking 8 hours the other day.
Oh, I would have fucking killed that stream 5 hours before I ended it if I was smart. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna beat that. That's gotta be one of the records by now. There's probably not a lot of streams out there longer than 8 hours, but I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna go for fucking 24 hours one day. I could easily. I could do what we're doing now, fucking all day. But I want people to see that it's a 2.5 hour video and feel like they can watch the whole thing without getting scared. So I think I'm gonna sign this off for now. But I'll be back next week for sure. But maybe even later this week. So. I appreciate you guys popping on and talking bullshit.
Appreciate it, Mitch.
Cool. Peace out. Well, I'm going to end it.
Whoa.
Check out all my websites and shit. And check out everyone else's websites and shit. MurderMayhemShow.com for all my shit. Mike Sears, Speak of Clout Podcast, Hell's Pit on YouTube. It's easy to find. Rone Bone, shout out to him as well. Beneath the Dirt, all that good shit you already know. So, see you guys later. Thanks for checking it out. Peace.
No problem, brother. Peace.